Chapter 672. President's Palace. Shen Yiyan was working in the study when Hua Zixing knocked on the door and entered. Shen Yiyan looked up at her. What's the matter? Hua Rui will be bringing her boyfriend over for dinner in a while, Hua Zixing said with a smile as she walked to Shen Yiyan's desk. Hua Rui found a boyfriend? Shen Yiyan was shocked as he closed his laptop. He had been too busy recently and did not pay attention to many things. Now was the time for the most crucial battle. Yeah, you know him too. He's Xing Buhua, Hua Zixing said. Xing Buhua? Shen Yiyan was even more surprised. His face was exactly the same as Gu Lingqing's, and that was enough to make people worry. He said he was going after Baiya the day before yesterday. Are you sure he's Hua Rui's boyfriend now? Hua Zixing smiled. This Xing Buhua is not an ordinary person. He appeared in Country M before and I suspected that he was trying to get close to Hua Rui then. But he didn't get close to Hua Rui in the end, right? Baiya is a woman who can easily move a man's heart. She's mature, magnanimous, understanding, and easy to get along with. She has her own charisma. You saw it too. Once he said he was going after Baiya, something happened immediately. If he had a brain, he would know that Baiya is not someone to be trifled with. Hua Rui is not bad either. She's pretty, has a good figure, and has a lively and cute personality. Most importantly, she has a strong background and her sister is the president's wife of Country A. She's his best choice, Hua Zixing analyzed confidently. Shen Yiyan smiled. There were a bunch of men who looked at a woman's looks. This was the reality of society. However, there were also a bunch of men who looked at a woman's heart and nature. After interacting with Xing Buhua for a while, he felt that Xing Buhua was not a shallow man. Don't be so optimistic. We can wait and see if Hua Rui has a partner. It's not that I'm being optimistic. Look, isn't Xing Buhua willing to come? I think there's hope. Moreover, if Hua Rui marries Xing Buhua will be one of us, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will still be in our hands, right? Hua Zixing suggested. I hope so. Call me when he arrives, Shen Yiyan instructed. All right, Hua Zixing replied. She thought that Shen Yiyan was going to work, but he got up and went to Lu Shuang's room. She felt really uncomfortable in her heart. She took a few deep breaths, but she still felt like there was a stone pressing down on her heart, making it hard for her to breathe. Nan Gongyu walked in. Shen Yiyan went to Lu Shuang's room, Hua Zixing complained. Now, she could only confide in Nan Gongyu to calm her down. Xing Buhua will be here soon. It's a good thing that he's here. Even if you're intimate with Shen Yiyan, it's only natural. Once a woman gets jealous, it's easy for a man to get tired of her. Nan Gongyu reminded her. Okay. Hua Zixing knew what to do. When Shen Yiyan entered the room, Lu Shuang was playing games. When she saw Shen Yiyan, she hurriedly switched off her computer and explained, well, I'm a little tired from reading, so I'm playing games to pass the time. Shen Yiyan smiled. It was already beyond his expectations that she would take the initiative to read books. He had grown up with her, so how could he not know what kind of person she was? When Xing Buhua comes, you can try and look at him. Shen Yiyan ordered. Don't worry. Even if I look at him, he won't like me. Lu Shuang said, knowing his own limitations. Why did Shen Yiyan feel that it didn't sound good? Are you saying that I'm blind? Shen Yiyan looked at her with drooping eyes. Lu Shuang squeezed her with his shoulder and said, after all, I don't have good taste. We're a match made in heaven, so don't look down on each other. Shen Yiyan crossed her arms and looked down at her. Displeased, she said, come on, tell me, what's it about me that you don't like? You. Lu Shuang counted with his fingers. First, in terms of appearance, you're too feminine. You're prettier than a woman. That's wrong in itself. I need a lot of courage to stand with you. Shen Yiyan, I'm just good looking. How am I feminine? Have you forgotten my bravery when you're comfortable? Shen Yiyan knocked his head. Second, you have a bad temper and a violent personality. Lu Shuang said immediately. He stared at her without any emotion in his eyes. He stopped and waited for her to continue. Lu Shuang continued to count with his fingers. Third, you're a remarried man. Shen Yiyan. Fourth, your job is too dangerous. There's no freedom and too many messy things. If you're not careful, you'll be finished. Even if you're not finished, there's so much work. It's not easy at all. I don't feel particularly happy. Lu Shuang said bluntly. Don't you feel honored to be the president's wife? Shen Yiyan asked. Ouch. Lu Shuang gave him a look of disdain. Well, everyone has their own ambitions. Some people think that pork is delicious, while others hate eating pork. For me, I want to find a 9-to-5 job, meet up with my friends every day, sing songs, eat meals, and play games. That's my life goal. Shen Yiyan's eyes turned cold. She was unhappy and her face turned a little pale. Then I'm really a burden to you. He was angry and turned around. Lu Shuang hugged him from behind and poked his head out. Actually, you have one good point that can offset everything else. Shen Yiyan looked at him and said sarcastically, Oh, I have another good point. Lu Shuang smiled and ran from behind to in front of him. She hugged the back of his neck. I have to correct you. For me, there are 2 good points about you that are better. Shen Yiyan looked at her sneaky look and his eyes were full of slyness. He liked this side of her. No matter how angry he was, it disappeared. He put his hand on her waist and said, I'd like to hear more. Your genes are good. For the sake of our country's next generation, I have to stay by your side, enjoy the rain and dew, and grow strong and healthy. Lu Shuang seemed to be serious. He was pleased by her words and smiled. What else? My future wife is good. For the sake of your future wife, even if you get 0 points, I will add 100 points for you, Lu Shuang said proudly. Shen Yiyan bit her lips lightly. You're so good at talking. Don't change the topic. Remember, don't look blindly, or I will really get jealous. Inexplicably, Lu Shuang felt a sweet feeling flowing in his heart. He nodded. Got it. Look at me, how generous. You can look at girls all you want. I don't care. Chapter 673. Lu Shuang hugged her shoulders and said domineeringly, Don't misunderstand, I don't care. It's not because I don't care about you, it's because I trust you. You know, this is a big plus for me. Shen Yiyan sighed and carried her up by the waist. She placed her on the bed and looked at her with a burning gaze. I'm just scared because you ran away. Lu Shuang chuckled. Didn't you come back in the end? Yeah. Shen Yiyan looked at her lips and kissed her slowly. There was a knock on the door. Shen Yiyan frowned and looked at the door. What's the matter? Hua Zixing did not come in. She stood at the door and said, Yiyan, Xing Buhua and Hua Rui are downstairs now. Dinner will be ready in 10 minutes. Got it. I'll be there in a while, Shen Yiyan said in a low voice. I'm going to disguise myself as your assistant. Otherwise, Xing Buhua will be suspicious. I have to get up now. Lu Shuang rolled off the bed and did not give Shen Yiyan a chance to linger. He had too many things to deal with recently and did not have the mood to do that. He stood up from the bed and returned to his room. He tidied his hair and clothes and came out of the room. Xing Buhua and Hua Rui were already downstairs. Hua Rui held Hua Zixing's hand and said to her in a coquettish manner in front of Xing Buhua, Sis, he's here. Don't bully him, or my boyfriend will fly away. Hua Zixing smiled gently. How could I bully him? I can't wait to protect him. You're like a wild horse. No one can tame you. It's good to let him control you. Of course not, the human world is very obedient. Sister, you're making me look bad, Hua Rui pouted and said coquettishly. Hua Zixing looked at Xing Buhua. Previously, she had thought that he looked like Gu Lingqing, but now that she was looking at him from such a close distance, he looked exactly the same. The creator was truly amazing. If I didn't know you, I would have thought that you were Gu Lingqing's twin brother. Even his mother, Song Shiyu, couldn't tell. Logically speaking, Gu Lingqing and I should be considered relatives. However, we're too far apart from each other. Xing Buhua lowered his voice and said in a hoarse voice. How is that possible? You're the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and you're in charge of our country's intelligence work. Gu Lingqing is the head of the Special Forces, a general. But in terms of work, you're about the same. It's hard to say who's better, Hua Zixing praised. Xing Buhua forced a smile. It's a pity that I haven't had a good chat with him. Haven't had a good chat with anyone? Shen Yiyan asked as she walked down the stairs. Lu Shuang was wearing an old-fashioned suit and following behind Shen Yiyan. He didn't wear any makeup and wore black-rimmed glasses, looking very low-key. At first glance, he really did look like an assistant. Xing Buhua looked at Shen Yiyan. Just a casual chat. You're going to Country B tomorrow, right? Shen Yiyan asked. Before Xing Buhua could speak, Hua Zixing interrupted. You don't talk about work the moment Xing Buhua comes. It's almost time for dinner, it's not good to starve. She casually held on to Shen Yiyan's arm, glancing at Lu Shuang from the corner of her eye. Lu Shuang looked at Xing Buhua, then at Hua Rui. He was deep in thought and didn't even look at Hua Zixing and Shen Yiyan. She really didn't expect Xing Buhua to have an affair with Hua Zixing's sister. She had originally wanted to matchmake him with Baya, but it seemed like there was no need for that anymore. It's all right, I've already eaten, Xing Buhua said. Hua Rui was slightly stunned. You've already eaten? I ate outside, I'll go back after eating, Xing Buhua said indifferently. You're eating so early? Hua Rui was surprised and a little annoyed. It's all right, we can eat more after eating, just treat it as supper. I invited you too late, I'm sorry. Hua Zixing continued and took the initiative to admit her mistake, making others feel that she was a good person and not making others feel awkward. Lu Shuang learned that this was the skill of language, to make others feel comfortable. Xing Buhua couldn't refuse anymore. Then I'll have to trouble you, Mrs. President. It's no trouble at all, isn't it great? Hua Zixing joked casually and looked at Nan Gongyu. Shall you ask the kitchen to prepare dinner? Xing Buhua looked at Nan Gongyu, a deep look flashing in his eyes. Nan Gongyu nodded respectfully and walked to the kitchen. Xing Buhua then looked at Lu Shuang. Lu Shuang met his gaze and quickly looked down. What's wrong? Do I look repulsive? Xing Buhua felt that her behavior was strange and asked Lu Shuang with a smile. Everyone looked at Lu Shuang, including Shen Yiyan. The scene is too beautiful, I don't dare to look at it, Lu Shuang explained. Xing Buhua smiled. His facial features were beautiful to begin with, and when he smiled, he was even more charming. You're good with words. Lu Shuang felt Shen Yiyan's displeased gaze and felt a chill down his spine. Stop praising me. If you continue, I'll be in trouble. Xing Buhua smiled brightly. Why? She couldn't say that Shen Yiyan would be jealous, could she? She said casually, You're blinding my titanium eyes. Pfft, Xing Buhua burst into laughter. He knew that Lu Shuang and Baya were very, very good friends. However, the two of them had completely different personalities. It was hard to imagine that they could be such good friends. Hua Zixing's face darkened. She wanted to learn from Lu Shuang's humor. When she told a joke, no one laughed. When Lu Shuang spoke seriously, those men laughed. Shen Yiyan's expression darkened as well. Let's eat first. He removed Hua Zixing's hand without batting an eyelid and walked in front with a cold expression. Lu Shuang saw that Shen Yiyan's expression was not good and knew that things were not going well. After sitting down, Shen Yiyan held his hand and squeezed it hard. Feeling the pain, Lu Shuang pulled her hand out, but he held it tightly again. With a strange expression, he asked Xing Buhua. I heard from Dan that you're dating Lil Roy? Brother-in-law, I'm not dating. I'm just trying. Hua Roi corrected him shyly. It's good to try. They might not be suitable. Hua Roi is the most beautiful woman in country M, Shen Yan said. Most beautiful woman? Lu Shuang glanced at Hua Roi. She felt that Bai Ye was much prettier than her. Not only were Bai Ye's facial features better, but Bai Ye's temperament was definitely better than this little princess's. No way, the most beautiful woman is my sister, okay? Hua Roi stuck out her tongue and said. Lu Shuang was very calm. She felt that God was fair to everyone. If you give a little more here, you'll take back a little somewhere else. Hua Zixing was beautiful, but she was sick. She would rather look ordinary, be healthy and eat well. Moreover, she was much better than ordinary. Thinking about it this way, she felt very balanced. Lu Shuang, what do you think? Hua Roi asked Lu Shuang on purpose. You're beautiful. Whatever you say. Lu Shuang said perfunctorily. Then do you think my sister isn't beautiful? Hua Roi deliberately found fault with him. Lu Shuang couldn't be bothered with them. They're both beautiful. Whatever you say. Hua Roi. Chapter 674. Hua Zixing was upset too. She was hugging Shen Yan, but Lu Shuang didn't react at all. It was as if he didn't see it at all. Shen Yan, on the other hand, did not realize it, but she did. He was jealous just now. The development of the situation was far from what she had expected. Nangong Yu came out of the kitchen. The chef had made a lot of delicious food. Lu Shuang noticed that Hua Roi wasn't against her anymore. She was hungry and craned her neck to see what was being served. Shen Yan looked at her, his eyes full of affection, and the corners of his mouth curled up slightly. Hua Zixing clenched her fists and changed the topic. Hua Roi said, It's New Year the day after tomorrow. Are you going back to country M or spending the New Year with us? Hua Roi said sweetly, I still don't know what New Year in country A is like. Besides, there's no sister at home. It's boring. Alright, you'll be spending the New Year with us this year. I'll send you back to country M. It's time for me to visit my parents. I haven't been back since last year. Hua Zixing looked at Shen Yan and said in front of Lu Shuang, Ian, what date are we coming back after New Year? Yeah, we'll go back when we're done with our business overseas, Shen Yan said indifferently. Sister and brother-in-law are so loving. I'm so envious. I'll be satisfied if my future husband is half as good as brother-in-law. Hua Roi glanced at Lu Shuang when she said this. Lu Shuang looked at Hua Roi too. Hua Roi should know about her relationship with Shen Yan. Loving? These two sisters were so good at acting. Were they purposely acting for Xing Buhua? What was their motive? Did they want Xing Buhua to be half as good as Shen Yan? She couldn't understand it, but she didn't want to think about it. She would just eat in peace. Seeing that Lu Shuang still didn't respond, Hua Roi continued, Sister, when will you and brother-in-law have children? Hua Roi, stop fooling around, Hua Zixing chided softly. It's not that I'm making a fuss, but you've been married for so long. Mom and Dad will definitely rush you, Hua Roi said. That's true. Shen Yan nodded thoughtfully. Why don't I not pay them a visit this time? I'm quite afraid that they'll rush me. Ian, this glutinous rice ball is your favorite. You don't like sweet things, so I asked the kitchen to add meat stuffing, bright red, cheese, diced chicken, and crab roe. Have a taste. Do you like it? Hua Zixing picked it up for Shen Yan. It was a glutinous rice ball. Lu Shuang liked what Hua Zixing said. He wanted to eat it too, so he picked up a glutinous rice ball and took a bite. Wahaha, it was indeed delicious. One day, she would ask Bai Ye to come over and let Bai Ye have a taste too. Xing Buhua looked at Lu Shuang. She was eating happily, without a care in the world. His lips curled up slightly. No wonder Shen Yiyan liked her. She was such a mysterious person that people couldn't help but want to know more about her. After knowing more about her, one would realize that she was like a bottomless pit that people couldn't help but want to explore further. Lu Shuang noticed Xing Buhua's gaze on her and looked at him. He really had the same face as Gu Lingqing, but different temperaments. She had eaten with Gu Lingqing before. He was as cold as ice and sacred. One look from him could make people not dare to be presumptuous. He didn't have it on him. There's a lot more over there, you can eat it yourself. Lu Shuang looked at the plate. Xing Buhua chuckled. Let me have a taste. He picked up a glutinous rice ball too. Shen Yiyan's face turned livid. Perhaps, who wouldn't look? She was even talking to him now. She put her hands on the table and he couldn't hold them, so he stepped on her foot. Lu Shuang felt the pain and looked at Shen Yiyan. Assistant Lu, pour me a glass of wine, Shen Yiyan said coldly. Lu Shuang furrowed her brows. Why did he have to step on her foot? In front of outsiders, she couldn't show her anger. She stood up, took the red wine bottle and poured it for Shen Yiyan. Pour me some too, Xing Buhua said. Shen Yiyan took the red wine bottle from Lu Shuang's hand. You're driving, so don't drink, okay? Xing Buhua smiled as if he knew what she meant. Shen Yiyan was the youngest president in the history of a land. But he was better at strategy and shrewdness than his father. It was said that he was a strategist and invincible. He knew that Shen Yiyan's only weakness was Lu Shuang. It's okay to drink a little, Xing Buhua said. Shen Yiyan poured him a glass of red wine. You've worked hard this time. You can't even have a good New Year. It's my job. New Year is just a formality. Every day is New Year when I'm with my family. Lu Shuang's heart was a little wet when he heard that. She had no parents anymore. She looked at Shen Yiyan. He had no parents either. Her heart softened. She put down her left hand and hooked his little finger with hers under the table. Shen Yiyan held her hand at once. His palm was warm, which made her feel very warm. She lowered her head, pursed her lips, and smiled. Shen Yiyan looked at her and slightly raised the corner of his mouth, sweeping away the haze just now. Lu Shuang listened to them chatting casually, from the new year to political figures, to investment, and to people's livelihood. She didn't say a word and just ate quietly. Soon, she was full. It was too boring to talk about their topic, so she picked up a piece of fish, mashed it, and looked for bones. Shen Yiyan held her hand and said to her, Assistant Lu, I suddenly thought of something. Go to my study and print out what I asked you to print this afternoon. I want it in 2 hours. Lu Shuang paused. Shen Yiyan didn't ask her to print anything at all. He nodded and looked in the direction of her room. She understood that he could see that she was bored and wanted to find a reason for her to rest. Okay, I'll do it now. Lu Shuang quickly got up from her seat and ran upstairs. Xing Buhua put down his chopsticks and said, I'm full too. The president has to work, so I won't disturb you too much tonight. Okay, contact me immediately if you have any problems in Country B. I'll be your strong support, Shen Yiyan said. Xing Buhua nodded. Hua Rui stood up immediately. No, Hua. Let's go watch a movie together. I heard that Strike of the Jedi is a good movie. No, I have a lot of things to do tomorrow. I have to go back tonight too. Xing Buhua nodded and left. Hua Zixing was embarrassed. She had told Shen Yiyan that Xing Buhua was Hua Rui's boyfriend. She had done that because she knew that Shen Yiyan needed talents and wanted to use Hua Rui to attract talents. On one hand, it would make Shen Yiyan happy, and on the other hand, it would highlight the importance of the Hua family. Unexpectedly, Xing Buhua had slapped her in the face. She looked at Xing Buhua and said, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. You're right. Shen Yiyan patted Hua Zixing's shoulder and said, There's no hurry, I'll go back to my study to work. Okay. Hua Zixing nodded gently and saw that Shen Yiyan didn't enter the study, but Lu Shuang's room. Chapter 675. Shen Yiyan pushed the door open. Lu Shuang was lying comfortably on the sofa and texting Baiya. Xiao Bai, do you know who I saw? Xing Buhua. When she saw him come in, her eyes were sparkling with joy. She sat cross-legged on the sofa. Shen Yiyan, you're so smart. You used this method to let me go upstairs to rest first. But why are you here so soon? Don't you need to accompany Xing Buhua and the others? Xing Buhua has something to attend to. I'll take my leave first. He picked her up and placed her on the ground. Don't lie down immediately after eating. It will cause your stomach acid to flow back, which is not good for your body. You can go out for a walk. Lu Shuang shuddered. It's cold outside. I don't feel like going out. I'll just take a walk in the room. Shen Yiyan smiled helplessly and pinched her nose. You're just lazy. It hurts. Lu Shuang said sullenly and pushed his hand away. Don't touch me in the future. I don't like it. We are gentlemen. We use our words, not our fists. Hitting is flirting, scolding is love, have you forgotten? Shen Yiyan held her waist and looked at her with a burning gaze. Since you don't want to exercise outside, let's exercise indoors. What do you think? Go away. Lu Shuang pushed him away. I'm too full now. I'm going to throw up if I exercise indoors. You're going to work. Aren't you very busy? Don't you want to? We haven't. Lu Shuang covered his mouth. It's not that long. It's just one day. I'm really full. Let's go, let's go. She pushed him out of the room and shut the door. Shen Yiyan, all right, he should also let her rest. Besides, these few days, there was something special. There were very important things to do. He turned around and went to the study. Hua Zixing heaved a sigh of relief when she saw Shen Yiyan leaving Lu Shuang's room. Nan Gongyu stood beside her and said softly, he's only been in there for 3 minutes. There's no time for him to do anything. Now is the time for us to be patient. Did you notice that Lu Shuang doesn't seem to be jealous at all? Hua Zixing said impatiently. Who said that? Didn't you see her clenched fists under the table? Hold it in, she won't be able to hold it in anymore. She'll definitely explode. What we need to do is wait and create an opportunity, Nan Gongyu said deliberately. Yes. Hua Zixing held Nan Gongyu's hand and said gently, I'm lucky to have you by my side. Otherwise, it would have been difficult for me to endure alone. Nan Gongyu smiled, no matter what happens, I will always be by your side. Well, thank you. Nan Gongyu caressed Hua Zixing's head, her eyes filled with tenderness and affection. There's no need for thanks between us. Have you forgotten? My life was saved by you. Hua Zixing smiled sweetly. You saved my life. After Lu Shuang sent Shen Yiyan off, he unlocked his phone. Baiya texted him back. He went to the president's residence. Wow. Lu Shuang lay on the bed again, his right leg resting on his left knee. He swayed and dialed Baiya's number. Xiao Bai, you're so smart. How did you guess it? You spend almost all of your time at the president's residence. It's night time now. If you can see him, it's most likely that he's at the president's residence. Moreover, he does have a lot of things to discuss with Shen Yiyan. It's normal, Baiya analyzed. No. He's not here to discuss business. He's here with Huarui. I think they're going to be in a relationship, Lu Shuang reported. Baiya had heard Xing Buhua talk about this before. He said he wanted to pursue her, but something happened. Now that he was dating Huarui, it might not be a bad thing. It was better to change the subject. She had absolute trust in Xing Buhua. Yes. Initially, I thought that you and Xing Buhua are quite compatible. Now that he's dating Huarui, it's fine. He doesn't seem to have Gu Lingqing's infatuation and love. Gu Lingqing has been separated from you for so many years, but he only loves you. Lu Shuang sighed. Baiya lowered her eyes. She still felt a warmth in her heart when she heard the name Gu Lingqing from someone else's mouth. In this life, I'll only live for him. Other than him, I won't fall in love with anyone else. Even Xing Buhua, who looks exactly like Gu Lingqing. Lu Shuang asked tentatively. I love him not because of his looks, but because of his personality, his character, and his sincere and passionate heart, Baiya said softly. She outlined the image of Gu Lingqing in her mind, and the corners of her lips curled up slightly. Lu Shuang's heart ached for her. Then, are you prepared to spend the rest of your life alone? Gu Lingqing was still alive. She couldn't tell him about this. Even if the other party was Lu Shuang, if Lu Shuang knew about it, Gu Lingqing would be in great danger, and Lu Shuang would be in even greater danger. Except for him. I won't fall in love with anyone else. Shuang Miao, I'm a little tired. Is there anything else? Baiya asked softly. No. Rest well. Pregnant women shouldn't be too tired. Have you passed your 3rd month? Lu Shuang asked with concern. Yes, I've just passed my 3rd month. That's good. Remember to eat more. You're already thin. Now, you're not the only one who needs to eat. The child has to eat too. At least, you have to supplement your calcium, Lu Shuang instructed. Actually, Baiya was an obstetrician herself. She understood, but she couldn't help but want to say a few more words. All right, I'll hang up first. Rest early too. Call me if there's anything, Baiya said softly. She hung up the phone and lay on the bed. Too many things had happened today. She felt very tired. She didn't even mark the papers and closed her eyes. Her heart was still heavy. It was a little sour, a little bitter, and a little embarrassed. She felt that she was the only one in the room. It was a feeling of loneliness, loss, and boredom. Unknowingly, she fell asleep. In the morning, she was woken up by her phone ringing. It was Leng Shuang's caller ID. She guessed that it was about Xing Dongqing. She sat up from the bed and picked up the call. Madam, Xing Dongqing is dead. He was assassinated in the apartment yesterday. He died a horrible death. His face was badly mutilated by a knife. Moreover, the strange thing is that the surveillance camera in the house didn't capture anything. It was as if it was done by a ghost, Leng Shuang said in shock. Yeah, Baiya replied calmly. Because she already knew it, her emotions didn't fluctuate much. Did Madam do it? Leng Shuang asked tentatively. No, don't make wild guesses. Xing Dongqing being alive will only be bad for us. He's dead. The person who killed him will be getting rid of the evil, Baiya said simply. Does Madam know who killed him? Leng Shuang asked curiously. Chapter 676. Do you think that your chief is the kind of person who would use lynching and assassination to achieve his goals? Baiya asked with a smile. She knew Gu Lingqing too well. If he would do that, I'm afraid that he would have been the president long ago. It's not that he doesn't know how to do it, nor is it that he doesn't have the ability. He just disdains it, Baiya said with certainty. I'm sorry. Leng Shuang also realized that he said the wrong thing. When I saw the chief at your house last time, I felt that he was different from before. I was a little worried and thought too much. You don't have to apologize. On the contrary, I want to thank you. Besides me, Gu Lingqing also has a group of good brothers who treat each other with sincerity. This is what I admire the most about him, Baiya said emotionally. We will definitely follow the chief's lead and will never betray him, Leng Shuang said with high morale. After that, his tone softened. Then, madam, you should rest. I won't disturb you anymore. Let's talk again if there's anything else. Okay. Baiya just hung up the call with Leng Shuang and her phone rang again. She saw that it was Shanian's call. She got off the bed and walked to the window. Looking at the bleak winter outside, she answered the phone and said in a low voice, "What's wrong?" "Baya, Xing Dongqing is dead," Shanian said. Shanian's tone was very calm, but Baya's tone was even calmer. Seeing through, not saying it out, was a kind of rule in life. "I know. Ling Shuang called me just now," Baya said. "This case is very strange. The police have already sent Ling Qiuzuan to investigate. Ling Qiuzuan hopes that you can go with him." "I want to know what you think," Shanian said kindly. Baya raised the corner of her mouth as if something was there. "Is there anyone else besides you?" "Yes, Director Zhao of the police station." "Give him the phone." "I'll talk to him," Baya said in a low voice. Shen Yiyan pressed the speaker button and handed the phone to Director Zhao. After Chief Zhao received the call, he said, "Hello, Baya, this is Zhao Donglei. The president has told you the general situation. We hope that you can assist the police. Did you know that Xing Dongqing and I didn't get along? Don't you think it's inappropriate for me to investigate Xing Dongqing's case?" Baya directly rejected. "That's true. Xing Dongqing suspected that you pulled him down from the position of the finance minister. But after all, you wronged him. Why did you kill him? I don't think you're a murderer. You can help with the investigation." Director Zhao tried to persuade him. Baya chuckled. "Thank you for your help, but I still refuse." "Why? You've agreed to every case before." Director Zhao asked with puzzlement. "If you want to talk about the root cause, I think it's because I don't like him. So, I don't want to help him investigate the real murderer," Baya said directly. "What if we ask you to investigate?" Director Zhao did not give up. Baya said seriously, "I'm not a police officer, and I'm not employed by you. So, I don't have this obligation. I'm sorry. If there's nothing else, please return the phone to the president." Director Zhao helplessly handed the phone to Shanian. "Hello, I'm Shanian. I was pressing the speaker button just now. I heard what you said. I respect your decision," Shanian said in a businesslike manner. "Okay," Baya answered and hung up. She studied psychology mainly to treat herself and her mother. Occasionally, she studied criminal psychology. She was not very interested in criminals and the process of committing crimes. So, no matter how clever the criminal's modus operandi was, she did not feel excited, nor did she want to know. Unlike Ling Qiuzuan, whose career and interests were all on solving crimes. She put the phone on the bedside table and went to the bathroom to brush her teeth. When she came out, the phone rang again. It was an unfamiliar caller ID. She guessed that it was either Xing Buhua or Su Jiran. So, she answered the phone. "You already know about Xing Dongqing's death, right? Now, all the evidence points to Su Zheng. Is it Sua Chuni who did it?" Xing Buhua guessed. "No. If you want to talk about the real murderer behind the scenes, it should be Shanian. But, he just used a borrowed knife to kill. He didn't need to do it himself. He just needed to seize the opportunity," Baya explained. "Shanian?" Xing Buhua hadn't expected that. It seems that he doesn't need Xing Dongqing's help anymore. Xing Dongqing knows too much. For Shanian, there are more disadvantages than advantages to living. So, Shanian is just waiting for the right time to stir up hatred. In addition, Xing Dongqing has made too many enemies. Naturally, someone will take his life. And Shanian can be cleared of this case. Baya analyzed to Xing Buhua. Xing Buhua sneered, "The little wolf cub can be independent now. The first thing he does is to kill the fox who used to help him. He doesn't need the fox to dominate anymore. Why should he let the fox become his hidden danger? His mentality and strategy are much better than his father's." Xing Buhua sneered. "Much less. Even a ruler is not simple. On the path of politics, it's either you die or I die. Those who can walk to the end are all extremely shrewd. Perhaps it's survival of the fittest. Only those with high IQ and EQ can lead the country to prosperity. As long as he is diligent and loves the people, he can get rid of a few rats. *T is not a bad idea, Baya expressed her opinion. Yeah, Xing Dongqing deserved it. He was too flamboyant before, and now he's dead. By the way, will Shen Yan ask you to investigate the case? Xing Buhua asked worriedly. I'm going to Country B with you tomorrow. Firstly, I don't have time. Secondly, I don't care about what happened to Xing Dongqing. Thirdly, I don't want to help him find the real murderer, so I rejected him directly. Have you received the letter from Country B? Not yet. Regardless of whether Country B sent me a letter or not, I'm definitely going to Country B tomorrow. I've already asked someone to pretend to be me. I'll do the special makeup for that person this afternoon. I'll wait until 3 in the afternoon. If Country B doesn't contact me, I'll contact Country B myself, Xing Buhua said. Yeah. Let's do that. Are you coming over for fish soup tonight? Xing Buhua smiled. I'll definitely come over to drink the fish soup you made. Do you want to see me today? It's New Year's Eve tomorrow, and you're overseas. I miss you very much. Leng Shuai and Aning miss you very much, Baya said softly. It's not suitable to see them now. Hold on a little longer. We'll be able to reunite as a family soon. After all, it's not easy to control my emotions. It'll be easy for those cunning foxes to see through me, Xing Buhua rejected. Baya thought about it and agreed. Although Song Shiyu was older than them, her personality was still simple. It was easy for her enemies to trick her. Moreover, there were too many people around. It was a critical moment now. They should be more cautious. Let's meet in the library then. I'll go out and prepare the fishing gear. Be careful, Baya reminded. Chapter 677. What's the matter? Baya asked. We're leaving tomorrow. Have your people approved the application for going abroad? Oh, the application is approved. I'll tell Leng Shuai before we leave tomorrow. We'll go to his place to queue up. There won't be any problem, Baya said. I need their photos so that the makeup artists can prepare the models of their faces. Can you send them to me? Of course, I'll send them to your phone later. Also, we're leaving tomorrow morning. We have to be ahead of the person who impersonates me. As long as the person impersonates me is still here, they'll let down their guard. So, after dinner tonight, we'll have to rest for a while and leave at midnight. It takes 6 hours for the special effects to be done. Rest more during the day, Xing Buhua said softly. You too. Xing Buhua chuckled. When we're on a mission, we often don't sleep for days. Don't worry about me. Alright, I have something to do here. See you tonight. Baya remembered that Gu Lingqing had told her that he had a mission where he didn't sleep for 15 days. Her heart softened a little. See you tonight. She sent the information and photos of the 2 employees who applied for going to Country B to Xing Buhua. When she went out, Song Shiyu was already busy downstairs. She saw Baya and said softly, Xiaoya, come and have breakfast. You're up early today. I went to bed early yesterday, Mom. I want to go fishing today, Baya said. Okay, I'll prepare it for you later. You need a tent, a round table, and a stove, right? Song Shiyu said understandingly. Mom, it's like this. The soldiers have been hiding outside. It's cold outside, and tomorrow is New Year's Eve. I want to secretly go somewhere else tomorrow and give them all a holiday, Baya and Song Shiyu discussed. Where are you going tomorrow? Is it safe? Song Shiyu asked worriedly. It's safe. I'll go through the tunnel. There are 18 turns in the tunnel, and no one knows where I'm going. In addition, I want to give each soldier 200,000 yuan to go home for a good New Year and 6 days off. Song Shiyu thought for a moment. It should be safe to take the tunnel. Thank you for your hard work. I support your decision. If you don't have enough money, you can ask me. It's enough. My grandpa gave me a lot. After a few big events, the company's business is very good. But I can't celebrate the new year at home tomorrow. Mom, you'll be alone. Baya was a little worried. I'm not alone. I can go to the hospital to celebrate the new year with Shulan. Shulan is alone. I'll go and accompany her. I'll stay in the hospital at night. Don't worry and do your own things. You have to believe that Mom is your strong and firm support, Song Shiyu said with a smile. Baya felt a little guilty about Song Shiyu. After all, she spent the new year at home alone, and it was very lonely. It was a pity that she had to help Xing Buhua. Things started because of her, so she should be the one to solve it. Next year, when everything is settled, we'll bring Xiao Xian and Xiao Yan back. Together with the child in my stomach, we'll be together with Gu Lingqing. We'll have a lively new year, Baya promised and said expectantly. Song Shiyu smiled and nodded. Then should we treat the soldiers to a meal today? We'll celebrate the New Year's Eve in advance. That's a good idea. Baya remembered that when Gu Lingqing was still alive, she once attended a soldier's birthday with Gu Lingqing. The atmosphere was especially good. Until now, it still warmed her heart. How about tonight? I'll go fishing and be in charge of the fish feast. I'll go buy other ingredients. Let's have some fun together. Should we invite Leng Shuai over? Song Shiyu asked. Sure, but it depends on whether he has time or not. After all, a lot of things have happened in the country recently. Okay. Then it's a deal. Have breakfast first. I'll build a fishing shed for you, Song Shiyu said happily. After breakfast, Baya called Leng Shuai first. Leng Shuai, are you free tonight? Come to my house for dinner. I'm afraid I can't tonight. I have to eat with the soldiers, Leng Shuai said apologetically. Baya understood. Her timing was not coincidental. It was mainly a last-minute decision. Okay. Is it convenient for you to talk on the phone now? Baya asked carefully. Yes, I'm alone in the office in the military area. My phone is also monitored. It's safe. Leng Shuai guessed that Baya had something to say. Tomorrow, I'll pretend to be my staff and go to Country B to negotiate. You should have people at the airport, right? Baya asked carefully. Yes, I can arrange it. Okay, that's good. Madam, thank you for your hard work, Leng Shuai said sincerely. Baya smiled slightly. In order to be with Gu Lingqing, any hard work was worth it. After hanging up the phone, she called Xing Buhua. Xing Buhua was working at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, so he hung up the phone. He walked to an empty park and then called Baya back. Xiaoya, what's wrong? Lingqing, don't come over tonight. I want to invite the soldiers of the shadow to a banquet tonight, Baya said. Xing Buhua smiled. I want to drink the fish soup you made and eat the fish fillets. Leave some for me. Okay then. Call me when you come. I'll hang up first. Baya did not wait for Xing Buhua to speak and hung up the phone. He still wanted to talk to her more. He wanted to continue. In a busy time, he could feel more relaxed when he received her call. No, Hua. Xing Shang's voice sounded behind him. Xing Buhua turned around. Who are you talking to? Give me the phone. Xing Shang said in a commanding tone. Xing Buhua's eyes darkened and he handed the phone to Xing Shang. Xing Shang checked the caller ID and saw that the most recent call was from Huarui. Xing Buhua's signal processing showed that Baya's call was from Huarui. Even if Xing Shang called now, the other party would be Huarui. Xing Buhua returned the phone to Xing Buhua and asked indifferently, Did you and Huarui become real? Don't forget that Chuting has given everything to you. Then do you want me to contact Huarui or don't you want me to contact Huarui? She asked me to visit her parents after the new year. Do you want me to go or not? Xing Buhua asked impatiently. What's with your attitude? You don't know how to respect your elders now that you've grown up? Xing Shang said harshly. Chapter 678. So, you still want me to visit Hua Roi's parents after the spring festival, right? Xing Buhua asked straightforwardly. Now that Gu Lingqing and Xing Dongqing are dead, Zhuochuani is the most difficult to deal with. It's too dangerous for Zhuochuani to be the only one. You need Hua Roi to consolidate your power. After you finish your business in Country B, go with Hua Roi. I don't want Shooting to make a fuss about this. Please tell her. Xing Buhua's tone was businesslike. I've already convinced her yesterday. She won't do this again. How's your business going? If it's possible, go back earlier today to accompany her. Xing Shang ordered. Okay. Xing Buhua nodded and walked towards his office. In the manner Baya sent the money to the soldiers through her Swiss bank account. Song Shiyu also set up the tent and some soldiers dug a hole in the ice. The sun was quite nice today. At 10 o'clock, it was warm and there was only a slight breeze. Baya sat on the chair and stared at the lake. Suddenly, a sentence flashed through her mind. She had a free day of cultivation. Today was such a leisurely and relaxed day. She didn't need to do or think about anything. She put down her responsibilities, burdens, pressures, and problems. It was a wonderful day. She suddenly felt that the world was wonderful. She took a sip of the warm water and felt warm in her heart. Seeing the buoy jumping up and down, she smiled happily and blurted out, Gu Lingqing, there's fish. No one answered her. Her mind was all on the fish and she didn't care whether there was an answer or not. She pulled hard and shouted happily, wow, a crucian carp that weighs more than half a kilogram. Its back is black. It must be delicious. She put the fish in a plastic bucket. Song Shiyu bought it for her because she liked fishing. There was an oxygen pump and a battery in the plastic bucket. Even if there was no electricity outdoors, there was no need to worry about running out of oxygen. Song Shiyu said that the battery could be recharged. A single charge could supply the oxygen rod for 3 days, ensuring the freshness of the fish. She liked it very much. When she placed the bait, she muttered to herself, Gu Lingqing, your mother is really good to me, right? I got to know you because of that. She went on fishing. Her phone rang. When she saw that it was Alan's call, she was in a good mood. She smiled and said, you haven't contacted me in a long time. The last time you said you were coming, you didn't come. There are some urgent things to deal with in the company. Tomorrow is the New Year's Eve. I called you before the New Year. I was afraid that you might not remember me. Alan said with a smile. How could I not remember you? You're so beautiful, like a prince who walked out of a book. You're definitely memorable, Baya said with a smile. There's something I think you need to know. Alan lowered his voice. What's wrong? Baya realized that something must have happened on Alan's side. Otherwise, his voice would not have suddenly become dim. Aling is pregnant. The child is Su Jiran's, Alan said. This. Baya paused for a while and said, actually, it's not very possible. Su Jiran was sterilized a long time ago. He can't have children. So, it's unlikely that the woman will be pregnant with his child. Huh? Alan was shocked. So, whose child is Aling's? Maybe only Aling knows. Is she not willing to say? Or is she insisting that it's Su Jiran's? Wait a minute. I'll give you the phone. Aling is right next to me, Alan said and passed the phone to Aling. Sister Bai, I'm Aling. I'm pregnant with Su Jiran's child. It's really Su Jiran's child. I've had sex with him. I haven't done it with anyone else. I can swear that it's 100% Su Jiran's, Aling said with certainty. Su Jiran was sterilized. It's impossible for a woman to get pregnant, Baya said again. What if it's useless? It's his, Aling said with certainty. I see. I'll call Su Jiran later and ask him to go to the hospital for a checkup. We'll know if there's any possibility of an accident after the checkup, Baya said kindly. So, you were able to contact Su Jiran, but when I tried to contact him, his number was not in service. Ling's voice turned cold. I'll try. Maybe it's also an empty number now, Baya explained. There's no need to contact him. I lied to you about my pregnancy. I just want to see him. After all, my first time was taken away by him. However, he deliberately didn't answer my call, which means that I'm not in his heart at all. I don't want this kind of man who doesn't love me. After that, Aling hung up the phone directly. Baya sighed. Therefore, in this world, sincerity could be misplaced. Some sincerity could also be lost with the passage of time. If you found a person who could protect and love you deeply, you must cherish him and remember him. Even if your life was mediocre and you quarreled over trivial things like daily necessities and children's education, you must never forget the fact that you once protected and loved each other deeply. For the sake of this love, tolerance, take a step back, and fight for the beauty of life. The phone rang again. It was still from Alan. Baya answered the phone calmly. I'm sorry, Baya. She said it as if it was true. I was fooled by her, Alan apologized. It's okay. Oh right, when are you coming to country A? I've found a better piece of land for you. You lost your factory last time because of me. I have to compensate you. The money I got was several times that of the factory. I want to share some with you. Besides, I just need to rebuild the previous factory on the same spot. There's no need to change the land. As for when I'll come, I think it'll be in April. The weather in country A is better in April. I want to eat you then. I want to cook, Alan said with a smile. Okay. Baya stared at the lake and saw that another fish had taken the bait. Alan, I'm fishing now. I'll talk to you later. See you next year. After saying that, Baya hung up. She pinched the retractor and caught another crucian carp that weighed more than half a kilogram. She never fed the fish in the lake. Hence, when the fish saw the bait, they were starving. Moreover, it was rare to fish for a while, so it was easier for the fish to take the bait. In 2 hours, she had caught 3 crucian carps, a black carp, and a large grass carp. In the afternoon, Song Shiyu came to deliver lunch. She looked at the fish boxes and said, Wow, there are so many fish. I think I should buy more fish boxes. Hee hee. Baya laughed. It's rare to fish. It's a waste to buy so many fish boxes. She opened the lunch box. There was a banquet at night. Song Shiyu went out to buy a lot of food. For lunch, she made a simple braised pork, tomato scrambled eggs, celery slices, and boiled prawns. She also carefully prepared vinegar and soy sauce for Baya. Baya ate contentedly and praised, Mom's cooking is really delicious. Chapter 679. He's not someone who's good at expressing himself. I think it's not that he doesn't like to eat, he just doesn't want you to work too hard, Baya said gently. Girl, your words always make me feel comfortable. I'll take care of the black carp and the big grass carp first. That way, they'll taste better at night, Song Shiyu said. Yes, thank you, Mom. After I give birth, I'll cook for you. Song Shiyu smiled lovingly. Seeing you, I really regret having another daughter. You're so sweet. Baya hugged Song Shiyu's shoulder. I'm your daughter, aren't I? Yes, you're my daughter. Eat slowly. Don't be too tired after eating. Take a nap if you're tired. I've spread several layers of cotton in the tent. It should be warm, Song Shiyu said, looking at the tent. I don't need to worry at all, Mom, Baya praised. She lowered her head and continued eating. Her gaze drifted to the lake. Yes, there's fish again. I'll do it. You eat. Song Shiyu pulled out the fishing rod. It was a small crucian carp. Do you want this fish? Baya shook her head. It's still too young. I'll take care of it later. Okay. Song Shiyu took the fish down and put it in the lake to wash her hands. Baya was almost done, so she closed the box. Put it there. I'll go back and get the fish first. Okay, thank you, Mom. I'll fish until about 3 o'clock. I'll make dinner with Mom, Baya said. She squatted on the ground and put on the bait. Song Shiyu smiled and walked away. Baya continued fishing. She didn't know if it was time for the fish. After she finished eating, the fish were easier to catch than before. However, they were all small crucian carps. She released all the small crucian carps. Within an hour, a black carp that weighed more than 20 kilograms and a large crucian carp that weighed more than 2 kilograms fell. She had just put the hook back into the lake when her phone rang. She was a little tired from sitting, so she lay down in the tent. Seeing that the call was from the guard, she answered and asked, "What's the matter?" "Madam, Su Zhang, Vice President Su is here to visit." "Can I come in?" the guard asked. Baya didn't want to see Su Zhang. It was rare for him to relax for a day. Tomorrow would be another battle. "Give the phone to Su Zhang and ask him to pick it up," Baya said lightly. Su Zhang answered the phone. His tone was very bad. He asked in a questioning tone, "What do you mean by this? Are you giving me the cold shoulder? I have something to do at home today, so it's not convenient for me to receive you. I remember you have my phone number. If you need anything, you can call me," Baya said indifferently. "If I wanted to call you, would I need to come all the way here? Let's talk when we meet." Su Zhang directly hung up the phone and said to the guard, "Your wife asked me to come in." These guards were all trusted subordinates of Leng Yu. They were very strict. "That bastard, didn't he deliberately harm me?" Su Zhang said angrily. "You'd better ask Director Zhao for help." "I'm sorry, I won't be involved in this case," Baya refused coldly. "What? You won't be involved in this case? Don't you want to know who killed Xing Dongsheng?" Su Zhang was shocked. He thought that Baya would definitely be involved in this case. After all, everyone knew her ability. "I don't want to know. I've already told Director Zhao the specific reason. You can ask him." They invited Leng Qiuzuan. I've worked with Leng Qiuzuan several times. His ability to analyze cases is better than mine. If there's nothing else, I'm going to hang up. "I'm sorry," Baya said. She hung up the phone decisively. Su Zhang didn't give up and called again. Baya really didn't want to answer it. But she thought about Su Zhang's character. If she didn't answer it, she wouldn't persuade Su Zhang. Su Zhang was actually a very stubborn person. She answered the phone, kept a good mood, and asked, "What else do you want to ask?" "Ask them together." In the morning, in order to protect Ying's safety, I transferred the money from a Swiss bank. It'll take a day. I think the money will be transferred to your account tomorrow. You gave me 500,000 yuan. That's too much. Zhang Xingyu scratched his head. You deserve it. All right, let's get to work. Help me bring this bucket back. There are a lot of fish in it, and it's very heavy. Why don't you push a cart over? It'll be easier to carry it, Baya suggested. It's okay. This is nothing. I can run as fast as I can carry 100 kilograms of weight. Zhang Xingyu said with a smile. He lifted the bucket and exclaimed, Waha, I can eat the fish soup Madam made again today. It's the most delicious food I've ever eaten. Baya smiled. It's not as good as you say. But. Ning will go home for the new year tomorrow. What about Madam's safety? Zhang Xingyu was worried again. I won't be home starting tomorrow. I won't be home for many days. Don't worry, Baiya said. Zhang Xingyu understood. Madam, are you secretly spending the new year with the leader? Baiya smiled. She felt warmth in her heart when she thought of Gu Lingqing. You can say that. She had absolute trust in Zhang Xingyu and held nothing back. Remember, don't tell anyone about this. Madam, don't worry. I'll keep it a secret. But madam, when will the leader come back? We all miss him. Zhang Xingyu looked at Baiya with anticipation. Soon. Let's wait a little longer. Baiya sighed. She also hoped that Gu Lingqing would come back soon. Oh right, how is Lin Shulan? I can't visit her because of some special circumstances. But after the new year, I'll install a device at home. She can come back then. She's in good spirits. Her body is recovering well. Except for the injury on her face, she's recovering well. Face is quite important to a woman. Zhang Xingyu, let me ask you something. What do you think of Shulan? Baiya asked. She's a comrade. She's like a boy. I've never seen her as a woman. Zhang Xingyu said honestly. Baiya fell silent. In the past, before Shu Lan's face was disfigured, she might have hinted that Shu Lan liked him. But now that Shu Lan's face was disfigured, it was hard for normal men to accept it. Not to mention Zhang Xingyu, who had no feelings for Shu Lan. She decided to wait until Shu Lan regained her face. Take good care of her and her psychology. If there's anything you don't understand or have a problem, you can ask me directly. Zhang Xingyu looked at Baiya blankly. He didn't understand Baiya's hint. He nodded and said righteously, yes, madam. Baiya sighed in her heart. If Zhang Xingyu hesitated and thought about it, it meant that Zhang Xingyu still had feelings for Shu Lan. At least he knew that Shu Lan liked him. He really didn't know anything. Soon, they arrived at the villa. Song Shiyu was preparing the dishes. The aroma of food came from the kitchen. Wow, it smells so good. Zhang Xingyu carried the bucket to the kitchen and saw that Song Shiyu had prepared a lot of food. Madam, are you preparing a wedding banquet? I think it's better than the wedding banquet I ate. Song Shiyu was amused by Zhang Xingyu. It's not as good as you said. You really know how to talk. Why is it gone? I'm drooling just looking at it. Zhang Xingyu smacked his lips. Song Shiyu smiled lovingly. Bear with it for now. We'll have dinner like this from 5:30 to 6:00. Okay, I'll go meet the soldiers first. I'll see which 2 unlucky ones are left to guard. Although it's New Year's Eve, we can't let our guard down. Zhang Xingyu said. As it involved Baiya's safety, Song Shiyu didn't object. Thank you for your hard work. Chapter 681. Mom, you cooked so much by yourself. Baiya sighed. You haven't rested since you brought me food, right? It's a rare day. I've been busy and happy. Actually, it's not difficult. The cold dishes are all bought first. I'm just setting up the plates first. There are a total of 68 shadows, right? Asked Song Shiyu. Yes, they are the elites of the elites in the special forces. They used to be led by Leng Shuo. After Gu Lingqing left the military, Leng Shuo became the chief of the special forces. The people of the shadow followed Gu Lingqing out, Baiya said while cutting the mushrooms. Ah. All of them came out. Song Shiyu didn't care about the military, so she didn't know. All of them came out at that time, but Leng Shuo is his brother. He also needs people, so 100 of them went back to follow Leng Shuo. In the past 2 years, Leng Shuo has added some people to the shadow on his side. Gu Lingqing left 68 of them, including Zhang Xingyu, Baiya explained. Yes. I asked Zhang Xingyu before. He said there were 68 of them. I prepared 5 tables. The big round table can seat 15 people, Song Shiyu said. Thank you, Mom. You have to cook all 5 tables. The chef we hired last time is gone for the new year. It's not safe to go out. I'm sorry, Mom, Baya said apologetically. Silly girl, it's hard and happy. These people are also my children. It doesn't matter if I work hard, Song Shiyu said with a smile. Well, it might be too late when the dishes are served. Chi Yuma was a little worried. It's not too late. I took out the big steam stove. Your father bought it before, but he has never used it. I don't know why he bought it, Song Shiyu said, pointing at the big steam stove. Baya then saw a rectangular box in the kitchen. It looked more like a pressure cooker. She opened the door and saw there were 5 floors inside. The first floor, 6 bowls of braised pork knuckle. The second floor, 6 boxes of steamed buns. On the third floor, there were 5 bowls of dessert. On the fourth floor, there were 5 bowls of pork trotters and meatballs. The fifth layer was also filled with cooked chicken tripe. Mom, you're done with all of this? When did you do it? Baya was pleasantly surprised. I'll start cooking some in the morning. When the time comes, I'll heat them up in the steamer. 5 minutes should be enough. Very quickly, after serving these dishes, I'll prepare steamed opium fish, minced meat stew, 5 grains, bacon potatoes, and clear broth herring. Because these are raw, it might take 10 minutes. Song Shiyu told her what she had prepared. After listening to Song Shiyu's introduction, she felt a warm feeling in her heart. Mom, you've prepared much better than I expected, Baya exclaimed. There are a few vegetarian dishes that won't taste good if you steam them for a while. The leaves will turn yellow, so you have to cook them on the spot. That takes some time. Mom, I have an idea. Why don't we prepare another hot pot to cook the vegetables? First, we don't have to cook anymore. Second, eating hot pot will make the atmosphere more pleasant, Baya suggested. Good idea. You caught a lot of herring today. We can cut them into slices and cook them in the hot pot. I'll go buy some lamb and beef. There are only 2 hot pots at home. I'll go to the supermarket to buy some now. The supermarket should still be open. Do you still want to cook the other crucian carps in soup? Let me do it. We have 7 crucian carps. 1 for each table. It's a good sign to have more every year. Good idea. I'll go out first. I need to hurry before the supermarket closes. If that happens, our plan will be ruined. Song Shiyu quickly took off her scarf. Mom, be careful on the road, Baya said. Okay. Song Shiyu quickly went out. Baya used all the crucian carps and started to make braised fish. If it was cold at night, she would heat them up in the steamer for 5 minutes. Because there were a lot of fish and they were big, she could only put them in the oil one by one. She boiled the oil first. She added scallions, garlic, and ginger to the oil and stir-fried them. Then, she put the fish in. When the fish were golden brown, she scooped them up and put them in a basin. After everything was done, she put a little oil in the pot. She put the 7 fish that she had prepared before in the sesame oil. Then, she added cooking wine, soy sauce, and sugar. She put them in the pot to stew. While she was cooking the fish, she cut the mushrooms and cleaned the fungus that Song Shiyu had soaked in. She washed them and placed them on 5 plates. Then, she washed the vegetables, spinach, lettuce, enoki mushrooms, and sliced bamboo shoots. The fragrant crucian carp was cooked. She scooped it out and placed it on the table. Seeing that there was still some time, she cooked all the braised pork. While cooking the braised pork, she cut all the herring into thin slices. Zhang Xingyu came in. Madam, I've arranged for 3 people to stand guard. The guards are still at their posts. Including me, there are a total of 65 soldiers. If they are too busy, I can be your assistant. It's fine. We can handle it. Baya looked at the time. It was 17:00. What time did you tell them to eat? 17:30. If they can't make it, we can let them wait. It's fine. We can make it. Now, help me take the cold dishes out. I've prepared a total of 5 tables. The round tables can seat 15 people, Baya said. Zhang Xingyu scratched his head. I don't see any tables outside. Oh, right. The tables and chairs are in the storeroom. There are a dozen folding round tables there. It's quite big. Baya recalled this matter. These were bought by Gu Lingxing's father when he passed away. But, will there be enough seats outside? Zhang Xingyu was worried. It's enough. We just need to move the sofa to the side. There will be seats against the wall. Okay. I'll ask 2 soldiers to do it. Zhang Xingyu walked out of the kitchen. Baya heard the sound of the car and followed him out of the kitchen. Song Shiyu's car came back. She smiled at Zhang Xingyu and said, Come, help me carry the things. Zhang Xingyu walked to the trunk and looked at the ingredients inside. He sighed. Did old madam move the supermarket back? I'll listen to Baya and prepare hot pot for dinner. There's no need for stir-frying. I've bought an induction cooker, beef, lamb, fish balls, meatballs, and vegetables. Song Shiyu said with a smile. She took the things out from the trunk and passed them to Zhang Xingyu. That's a good idea. I haven't eaten hot pot for a long time. Winter is the busiest time for hot pot. He happily carried the ingredients into the kitchen. Baya also went forward to help and carried the ingredients into the kitchen. Zhang Xingyu was in charge of setting the table. He covered the table with a disposable tablecloth and served the 8 cold dishes. The cold dishes included braised pork ribs, dried bamboo shoots in sesame oil, spiced beef, sliced pork liver, jellyfish, peanuts, shrimps, and cucumber slices. Baya and Song Shiyu were busy washing the vegetables. Chapter 682. 65 soldiers stood neatly in 5 rows. There were 12 people in each row, and 4 of them were their captains. They stood at the side of the line. Zhang Xingyu saluted Baya first. He reported in a serious and respectful tone, reporting to the chief. 68 to 65 shadow warriors. 3 of them are still at their posts. Please give us your instructions. Baya looked at their faces. Her eyes were red. If only Gu Lingqing was here now. She would not have any regrets. She missed Gu Lingqing very much. Sit down. Don't be so formal. Thank you for protecting me all this while. Everyone has worked hard, Baya said, feeling touched. Not at all. It's to serve the people. Hearing this, Baya smiled and said softly, Have a seat. Zhang Xingyu shouted, Sit. The squad leader of the first row yelled for everyone to sit down. Then, he led the 12 soldiers and sat at the first table. Everyone straightened their chests and placed their hands neatly on their knees. After the first row was seated, the squad leader of the second row told the soldiers to sit. The soldiers sat down in an orderly manner. Baya really wanted to say that they did not need to do this. Everyone could relax and make themselves at home. However, thinking about it, these people were all soldiers. They were hot-blooded, moral, and had dreams. They were the elites of the elites. Maintaining the state of a soldier who was ready to fight at any time was their requirement for themselves. It was also their self-belief. After all the soldiers sat down, Song Shiyu was still frying the pork chop. She wanted to say something. They were very quiet. Even the sound of a needle dropping on the floor could be heard. Therefore, she did not need to use a microphone to speak. First of all, you have worked hard. You have been following me for more than a month. Every day, you have been on a mission. The weather is cold, and you have not slept well or eaten well. I saw that some of the soldiers' lips were cracked, and many of their faces were dry. Just now, many of them had frostbite on their faces. Really, thank you very much. Bai Ye bowed sincerely for a minute. Zhang Xingyu took the lead in applauding. The soldiers cheered like thunder as they spontaneously said in unison, "It's not hard on us. To protect Madam, to defend the country, we bleed and sweat. I swear to complete this mission with my life." Bai Ye was even more touched. He looked at them with reddened eyes and said, "All of you are the elites of the elites. You are the pride of the country, and also my pride. From tomorrow onwards, I will send all of you home for the new year. If any of you don't want to come next year, it's all right. I will do my best to arrange jobs for you. We pledge our lives to complete the mission, to protect the Madam, and to defend the country," the soldiers said in unison. "Thank you. Thank you." Bai Ye was choking. She didn't want to cry, but tears still flowed down her face. Their mission was to protect her, and this mission was given by Gu Lingqing before the accident. She missed Gu Lingqing very much. She was also grateful to them for always protecting her. She was so emotional that she turned around and faced her back to the soldiers. Zhang Xingyu handed her a napkin. "We are all willing to stay. Everything that Madam has done, fighting against corruption, evil forces, and enemies, we have seen it with our own eyes. It's our dream to follow Madam." Zhang Xingyu was really good with words. Bai Ye was feeling guilty at first. But after hearing his words, she was comforted and felt that she shouldn't be so emotional at this moment. Her tears, her excitement, will affect the happy atmosphere. She adjusted her emotions and turned to face the soldiers. She smiled. "Everyone, let's eat. My mom made most of the food. I didn't cook much. I hope you guys like it." After Bai Ye finished speaking, she saw that the soldiers were still sitting there in fear. They didn't move at all. She looked at Zhang Xingyu. Zhang Xingyu also felt that the atmosphere in the military was rather strange. He ordered, "Dismissed. It's time for everyone to rest. You can talk freely. Madam will prepare wine later. Team 5, you guys still have to be on duty tonight. Don't drink. The rest of you can drink a little. After all, we have to rush home tomorrow. Leader, we haven't bought our train tickets. Is it too late to buy them now?" a soldier asked. "I've prepared 7 planes. We can send all of you home tomorrow," Zhang Xingyu said with certainty. "If we leave, what about Madam?" a soldier asked worriedly. At that moment, Bai Ye was touched. "Don't worry, Madam won't be in danger. Evil won't win over good. I've already arranged everything. There will be delicious dishes and hot pot later. Everyone, eat more. Let Madam see how chubby we are." Zhang Xingyu smiled. The atmosphere became better. "Thank you, Madam. Actually, Madam, it's good for us to follow you," a soldier said. "Team leader, follow me to the kitchen to serve the dishes," Zhang Xingyu ordered. "Yes, Madam. You don't know, but the Aning in the military is so jealous of us." "Them? Why?" Bai Ye didn't understand. She felt that the soldiers following her were working hard enough. "We've been divided into 5 teams. 2 teams will be on duty for a day. That means we'll rest for a day and work for a day. This has never happened before in the military," the soldier replied. Zhang Xingyu heard it. He came out with the dishes and said, "Didn't I arrange for you to train for 4 hours in the morning? Did you slack off?" "Of course not. We only trained for 4 hours in the morning. But we can still rest for a long time," the soldier said with satisfaction. "Do your best. Madam won't mistreat us. There's something I haven't told you yet. Madam has already transferred 200,000 to each of us through a Swiss bank. You should receive it tomorrow. If you haven't received it, remember to call me," Zhang Xingyu said. "Ah." The crowd became excited. Some people shouted, "Long live Madam! Long live Madam!" A straightforward soldier said, "I was thinking that it's a good thing I didn't go back for the new year. Otherwise, I wouldn't have brought back a single cent. How am I going to explain it to my family? I have 200,000 now. I can immediately build a house and raise a lot of pigs. Why don't you have a single cent?" "Chief Gu gave us a lot of money before," Zhang Xingyu said. The straightforward soldier scratched his head. "I've sent all the money back home. I have food and a place to stay at Madam's place. I don't have any money with me. You should go back and celebrate the new year with your wife this time. Maybe the next time you go back, your wife will give birth to a chubby boy," a soldier teased. Chapter 683. Women were all emotional. If she was in labor or confinement, she would want her husband to be by her side. Her husband didn't have to do anything. He just had to accompany her. She said, "If something happens at home, you can ask for leave. It's a 3-month maternity leave. Stay at home and accompany your wife." "Madam, you're so nice. I want to be with you forever," another soldier said. Zhang Xingyu and the squad leaders served the dishes. He heard it again and said, "Io. You should eat more. Leave the flattery to me." After he said that, the soldiers roared with laughter. It was very lively. "Xiaoya, come here." Song Shiyu called Baya over. "Okay." Baya walked into the kitchen. "There are too many people at this table. If we put a plate of vegetables on the table, some of them won't be able to eat it. If we put a few more plates and the table is full, what do you think we should do?" Song Shiyu asked worriedly. Baya glanced at the table outside. The dishes were almost filling up the table. "How about this? We put these vegetables in a big basin and put them at the back. Whoever wants to eat can go and get a plate. This way, we can solve the problem of not being able to put the dishes on the table. Secondly, we won't run out of food," Baya suggested. Song Shiyu smiled lovingly. "You're so smart. This is a good idea. Let's do it." Baya helped Song Shiyu carry the plates out. "Well, the table is full. The vegetables are at the back. Whoever wants them can come and get them. I'll give 2 empty plates to each table," Baya said. The soldiers applauded. Someone said, "Madam, old madam, come and eat too. Thank you for your hard work." Zhang Xingyu looked for the person to talk to in private. Damn, who stole her lines again? Okay. Wait for a while. Baya helped Song Shiyu put the last 5 dishes into the big steamer. After the timer was set, they sat at the last table. There were 15 people sitting there. The soldiers hadn't been so lively in a long time, and they laughed from time to time. Everyone knew that Baya was pregnant, so each table sent their own class monitor to toast Baya. Baya substituted tea for wine. The monitor of their table was on duty. Zhang Xingyu raised his glass of wine and said to Baya, "There are thousands of words that need not be spoken. In any case, I'm very happy to be working for Madam. I'm very, very happy." Before Baya could say anything, Song Shiyu stopped Zhang Xingyu and said, "You also have a mission today, don't drink." Zhang Xingyu looked at Song Shiyu in astonishment. "Old madam, what other tasks do I have? Tell me and I'll do it right away." "You don't have to do it right away. After dinner, bring me some delicious food to Shu Lan's place. She is cold and cheerless. Please accompany her at night. I will go to see her tomorrow." Song Shiyu said with a smile. "Oh, no problem." Zhang Xingyu agreed readily. After dinner, the soldiers probably hadn't gathered for a long time, so they didn't disperse yet. Baya looked at the time. It was already 9:30 p.m., but Xing Buhua hadn't called. With the soldiers around, it wasn't appropriate for her to leave and rest. In fact, she didn't rest during the day, so she was a little tired now. She didn't speak, but listened to their conversation quietly. She smiled when she saw them talking and laughing. People were strange. No matter how lively the scene was, if no one showed up, she would still feel depressed and lonely. Song Shiyu saw that Baya wasn't in a good state, so she said gently, "If you're tired, you can rest first. I'll take care of everything here." Seeing that Baya was tired, the soldiers knew that they had disturbed Baya. Baya liked silence. "Well, we're full. We'll leave first," a soldier said. The soldiers said goodbye one after another. After a while, only Song Shiyu and Baya were left in the living room. "Go and rest first. I'll clean up here," Song Shiyu said lovingly. "Okay. Thank you, Mom." Baya didn't refuse. She was really a little tired. She went to the library. As soon as she laid on the bed, she closed her eyes and fell asleep. After some time, she was pushed awake. When she opened her eyes, she saw Gu Lingqing. She blinked, thinking that she was still dreaming. Sadness flashed in her eyes, and she closed them again. Tears flowed from the corners of her eyes. Seeing her tears, Xing Buhua felt as if his heart was being cut by a knife. "Xiaoya, Xiaoya," Xing Buhua called gently. Baya opened her eyes again and looked at Xing Buhua. She was much more awake now. When she came to her senses, they were no longer in a dream. She sat up and asked, "Are we leaving?" "Yes." "I'm sorry. Something happened. I couldn't come in time," Xing Buhua said apologetically. His eyes were dark and a trace of complexity flashed across. He quickly looked down so that Baya wouldn't notice. "It's okay. You're in a critical period now. I understand. But you have to wait for me. I have to pack some luggage," Baya said. "Okay. I'll go with you." Xing Buhua held Baya's hand and went back to her room. Baya took out some clothes from the closet and threw them on the bed. Xing Buhua folded them and put them neatly into her luggage. She seemed to have seen this scene in her dream. "Xiaoya, after we go, I want to stay in B country for a few more days. I'll show you around," Xing Buhua said. She actually had the same idea. "I'll ask the soldiers of the shadow to come to work on the 7th day of the new year. We can come back on the 7th or 8th day." Xing Buhua smiled. "Are we telepathic?" Baya smiled too. Maybe. She especially cherished the time she spent with Gu Lingqing. "There's something I have to remind you. I can give you advice during the negotiation, but I can't show my face. I'm worried that if Sua Chuni finds out, he'll do more harm to you," Baya said. "Okay, I know. I'll get you a fake identity after we go. You might have to wear a wig and sunglasses. Let's try to keep a low profile." Xing Buhua had already thought about it. Baya nodded. After they packed their luggage, they left through the secret passage. Baya didn't sleep for more than a few hours. She was still quite sleepy. Her chin rested on Xing Buhua's shoulder. She looked forward lazily. Her heart was also lazy. "Lingqing, actually, I really hope that you can appear during dinner tonight. The people of the shadow will be very happy to see you." "Okay." Xing Buhua lowered his voice. He went to see Gu Lingqing today. The research team called him and told him that Gu Lingqing was in shock again. After spending a few hours, they announced that Gu Lingqing was dead. At that moment, he couldn't understand his heart. Was it regret, heartache, or was it a fluke? However, the next second, Gu Lingqing miraculously came back to life. It seemed that he couldn't let go of Baya. However, he was still unconscious. He sighed heavily. There will be a day like that. Chapter 684. Did you dream of me too? Xing Buhua asked in surprise. He suddenly thought of something. When Gu Lingqing was with her, he would dream of them together. Now that he was with Baya, would Gu Lingqing dream of them together too? I dreamed that you were going to jump into the sea. I was scared. I was scared that you would leave me. So I shouted your name with all my might. You seemed to have heard it. You turned around and looked at me, and you seemed to be standing by my bed. I don't know. I don't know if it was a dream or reality. But I have the same dream every time. I'm scared. Baya sobbed. She opened her eyes. Her eyes were red. Xing Buhua clenched the handle and said in a deep voice, I won't leave you. It's the opposite in dreams. You say that every time. Baya sounded a little angry. That's why I'm here every time. Xing Buhua stopped the car and turned around to look at her. He looked at her affectionately, as if he was looking at her. Baya raised the corner of her mouth slightly. You're right. Half an hour later, they entered the bathing area from one of the secret passages and came out from the secret door of the bathing area. Xing Buhua brought her to a black Buick business car. I bought a ticket to Country B at 9 a.m. tomorrow. The makeup will take 6 hours. You can take a nap then. We'll be done at around 7 a.m. Then we'll rush to the airport, Xing Buhua said. How is Chuani doing in Country F? Baya asked tentatively. Not much yet. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or if he's in trouble. Xing Buhua was also confused. Maybe he's just observing. He's a patient person. Baya judged. But he should be done before me. Today, I sent another list of spies anonymously to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. So far, there hasn't been any response. Let's wait until we go to B country and negotiate with them, Xing Buhua said worriedly. I keep feeling like there's a mystery ahead, more like an abyss. I'm a little worried that there's an even stronger conspiracy hidden behind this incident, Baya said, squinting his eyes. For example? Xing Buhua trusted Baya's judgment. For example, Shen Yiyan will never let Chuani become a hero. He is the one who urgently needs to suppress Chuani. Another example is that Chuani has not made a move. He must have thought of this. Our appearance might be the key for Chuani to turn the situation around. It's dangerous, Baya analyzed. We'll act according to the circumstances. We're not acting according to the circumstances. We have to prepare for Plan B, Baya corrected Xing Buhua. Fighting with a group of old foxes, they had to be more cunning than the foxes. Half an hour later, they arrived at a crowded KTV parking lot. Xing Buhua held Baya's hand and walked into the elevator. They pressed the button for the 11th floor. Baya wore a cap and kept her head down. She was afraid that they would be caught on video or seen by someone else. If that happened, their plan would be ruined. When they reached the 11th floor, Xing Buhua pulled her up the stairs and pushed the wall open. Baya widened her eyes in surprise. This is the 12th floor? No, it's a hidden floor. Xing Buhua explained and continued to pull her forward. You hit a floor without anyone noticing? The elevator here goes up to the 27th floor, but the number outside shows the 28th floor. Isn't that abnormal? Baya was even more shocked. The number outside also shows the 27th floor. There will be a visual difference. So, the extra floor here is hidden. Our makeup artist is inside. He'll bring you to meet someone, Xing Buhua said. He stopped and knocked on the door. Someone opened the door. Baya saw a man in a black suit. He was sitting in front of the mirror. Through the mirror, he had a face that was almost identical to Gu Lingqing's. When she took a closer look, she realized that there was a difference. At first glance, he looked like Gu Lingqing, but he looked strange. He was very stiff, as if his muscles were stiff after plastic surgery. Moreover, the color of his skin was not right. It was obvious that he had makeup on, especially his eyes. At first glance, he looked like Gu Lingqing, but at second glance, he realized that there was an obvious difference. Actually, it's easy for people to notice that he doesn't look like Gu Lingqing, Baya said. He'll go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs at 8 in the morning tomorrow. He'll wear sunglasses and go to the office. He just needs to look like Gu Lingqing. It's not like someone is watching him, Xing Buhua explained. But he has to get on the plane, right? No one noticed. Baiya looked at him. The more she looked at him, the more he didn't look like Gu Lingqing. He'll take a special plane tomorrow. He won't go through the security check. The people around him will be my people. They're all people I trust. They can also stop people from looking at him. There shouldn't be a problem, Xing Buhua said with certainty. Baiya could only hope that was the case. Looking at the man's makeup, one could imagine what she and Xing Buhua's makeup would look like. Baiya sat on the chair and thought of something. She asked the makeup artist, "I'm pregnant now. You don't have any heavy metals like lead or mercury in your makeup, right?" "No, the chief told me that it must be the most natural," the makeup artist said. Baiya was relieved. Gu Lingqing was as meticulous as ever. She leaned back on the chair and closed her eyes. She felt the coolness on her face. The makeup artist applied layer after layer of makeup on her face. She fell asleep before she knew it. Xing Buhua looked at her. She must be very tired from sleeping like this. Can she do it on the bed? Xing Buhua asked with concern. Yes, the makeup artist said. But she needs to wake up when I do the makeup on her eyes. Okay. Wait a minute, Xing Buhua said to his makeup artist. He carried Baiya. Baiya opened her eyes and looked at him. He smiled gently. It's okay. Go to sleep. I'll wake you up when it's time. Baiya closed her eyes again. He put Baiya on the bed. The makeup artist continued to do makeup for Baiya. After 3 hours, the makeup artist woke her up. Baiya opened her eyes. She had too little sleep. Her head hurt so badly that she couldn't even open her eyes. I'm sorry. I need to do the makeup on her eyes. That's why I woke you up, the makeup artist said gently. Baiya understood. She pulled herself together and glanced at Xing Buhua. His face had become a completely different person. It was round, chubby, and very sensual. Baiya smiled. Lingqing? Xing Buhua looked at her and smiled too. You finally put on weight. Baiya walked to the mirror. Her face was 1/3 bigger than his own. Her forehead was flat and wide, and her chin was a little forward. She really had the characteristics of that female employee. If I had known that there was such a disguise technique, I wouldn't have had to go through the pain of plastic surgery. Chapter 685. Baiya understood. The key is that in order to maintain these 72 hours, you have to endure 6 hours of makeup. The makeup artist smiled slightly. She pursed her lips and did not say anything. Then, she started to work on Baiya's eyes. Once the eyes were done, the makeup artist would be 80% similar. Therefore, it took the longest time to work on the eyes. After more than 2 hours, the makeup artist compared Baiya to the person in the photo. When she felt that it was about right, she took a photo of Baiya. Take a look. Is it good enough? She passed the 2 photos to Baiya for comparison. From the photo, it looked exactly the same, but she could not look at it closely. Her face was too stiff. Thank you, it's good enough. Xing Buhua looked at Baiya and smiled. His eyes were full of smiles. Baiya saw that he was chubby and smiled too. If Gu Lingqing was chubby, he would look good too. After the makeup was done, they went to the airport. Baiya called Leng Shuai. I'm on my way to the airport now. I've already arranged it yesterday. You can line up at number 10, Leng Shuai said. Can you not look at my face? Give me a secret signal. Baiya did not tell Leng Shuai about her disguise. Sure. The secret signal is, say, it's so hot today that I've caught a cold. I wonder if Xiao Guai has caught a cold. Ling Shui said. Okay, I got it. Thank you, Baya said. She hung up, put on her mask and sunglasses, and went to the airport. They entered the waiting room easily. Baya was still wearing her mask and sunglasses. She lowered her head and sat in the corner, waiting for her turn in silence. Time ticked by. For some reason, Baya's heart was in turmoil and she felt a little uneasy. She thought for a moment and called Lu Shuang. Xiao Bai, you're so early. Lu Shuang sighed, still sleepy. Have you forgotten that I usually get up early? What is Shen Yiyan doing now? Baya asked tentatively. I don't know. He went out early in the morning and didn't call me. When he didn't call me, I was free. After waking up, I started playing games. I realized that there are many live streaming platforms that can stream games and earn money. Lu Shuang said happily. Cool girl, it's better for you to know more about Shen Yiyan. Only by knowing yourself and your enemy can you emerge victorious. Baya reminded. Okay. I'll call him and ask him what he's doing. I'll call you later, Lu Shuang said. Then, he hung up and called Shen Yiyan. Shen Yiyan hung up on her. Lu Shuang guessed that Shen Yiyan might be in a meeting or something. It would be meaningless to call her now. So, she called Baya. I called him, but he didn't pick up. I think he's busy. Xiao Bai, did something happen to Shen Yiyan? Lu Shuang asked worriedly. No, I just hope that you can be more careful. It's New Year's Eve today. Do you want to come over and spend it with me? Lu Shuang invited enthusiastically. How can I go to the president's residence for New Year's? What will people think of me? Baya smiled and said gently. Then I'll come over to your house. I don't want to spend the new year with Hua Zixing in the president's residence. It'll be awkward. She has Nangong Yu and Hua Roi with her, Lu Shuang said dejectedly. Shen Yiyan seemed to have gone out with Hua Zixing. Even if you want to come over to my place, Shen Yiyan won't agree to it. Baya saw that the plane had already started to board. Finally, she said, Shuang Niu, I have something to do here. I have to hang up first. Remember to call me if anything happens. If I turn off my phone, you can also leave a message for me. N. Okay. But Xiao Bai, from your tone, did something big happen? Don't be like last time and not tell me anything, Lu Shuang said with a pleading tone. He was a little lost and disappointed. Baya thought for a while. Last time, he didn't tell her anything. Lu Shuang's mother died. Shen Yiyan has been doing something big recently. I'm worried that she will do something desperate. You'll be in danger. Be careful and live well, Baya reminded. Okay, Lu Shuang replied. I'm hanging up. Baya hung up. After thinking for a while, she turned off her phone. Xing Buhua walked towards her and said, The Minister of Foreign Affairs of Country B called me and arranged to meet at 6:00 in the afternoon. My people will fly to Country B at 10 o'clock. He might arrive a little earlier than us. Then are you going to let him meet the Minister of Foreign Affairs, or are you going yourself? Baya asked worriedly. If the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Country B was from Zhuochuni, then Xing Buhua was in too much danger. If Country B finds out that the person who is going to negotiate with him is a fake, the consequences will be severe. So, I have to go. But I will cooperate with my man to confuse those who want to harm me, Xing Buhua said in a deep voice. It's a competition of caution and scheming. Let's be careful, Baya said. She carried her small suitcase and queued up to board the plane. It only took 3 hours and 40 minutes to fly from Country A to Country B directly. Baya closed her eyes and slept the moment she boarded the plane. When they were about to reach Country B, the air stewardess informed her. Baya opened her eyes slowly. Maybe because she didn't sleep well last night, she felt that she couldn't get enough sleep. Are you okay? Xing Buhua asked with concern. Baya looked at Xing Buhua and was stunned. Then, she smiled casually. His chubby face was so cute that she wanted to pinch it. Seeing her smile, Xing Buhua couldn't help but smile too. He held her hand and looked at her deeply. Are we staying in a hotel? Baya asked thoughtfully. No, staying in a hotel is too eye-catching. I've already arranged a place to stay. Someone will come and pick us up when we get off the plane, Xing Buhua explained. Is it safe? Baya was cautious. Xing Buhua nodded. He's a reliable person. When they got off the plane, Xing Buhua switched on his phone. There were a lot of incoming call notifications on his phone. Xing Buhua called Li Junyan back first. Li Junyan must have something important to report since he called him. Once the call went through, Li Junyan immediately picked up the phone. Chief, something happened. What happened? Xing Buhua asked solemnly and stopped in his tracks. Seeing that he didn't look well, Baya also stopped in her tracks and waited for him. Sir, our plane exploded in mid-air, Li Junyan said in pain. What? Xing Buhua was shocked. Are you talking about the private plane that came to Country B? Yes. Do you know who did it? Did you find the black box? Xing Buhua continued to ask. No, we lost contact with the plane an hour before the accident. The explosion happened on the sea and there was no information left, Li Junyan said. I got it. You must comfort the family and ensure their future, especially Li Liangyu, Xing Buhua instructed. Chapter 686. Let's talk about it after I'm done with the discussion, Xing Buhua narrowed his eyes and said, emitting a cold aura. Baya looked at Xing Buhua thoughtfully. Now, even with the mask on, he looked very sinister. What's wrong? Li Liangyu, the one who pretended to be me, was on the plane to Country B. The plane exploded, killing me and 4 others, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Baya's hands were trembling. This had happened once before. Gu Lingxing's plane exploded on its way to the special military area. Who is it? Sheng Dongqing is dead, and it's unlikely that Su Zheng is dead. Zhuqiuni? Baya's voice was trembling. I don't know who it is at the moment, but the possibility of it being him is very high, Xing Buhua guessed. Baya couldn't control her emotions and kicked the luggage hard. The image of the bullet piercing through Gu Lingxing's head kept flashing in her mind, and the piercing feeling attacked her again. Why? Baya's eyes were bloodshot, and he clenched his fists tightly. You've already changed your identity, but there are still people who don't want to let you go. It was Xing Dongqing before, and now it's Zhuqiuni. Why do they all have to do this? Xing Buhua knew that she was worried about him. He reached out and hugged Baya. He pressed the back of her neck and pressed her against his shoulder. He felt that she was still trembling. His heart was aching and sour. Don't be afraid. We're fine now, and we'll always be fine in the future. Baya hugged Xing Buhua's waist, trying not to collapse emotionally. She holds back her fear, worry, fear, and anger. Lingqing, Xing Dongqing is dead. After this negotiation, let's leave, okay? Find a place where no one knows us, take Mom, take our kids. Son, live a good life. Xing Buhua patted Baya's back to comfort her, but didn't say anything. Okay? Baya urged. It was rare for him to be so willful and domineering in front of him. If we don't solve Zhuqiuni, we will be in danger no matter where we go. Also, my man died. I have to avenge him. Xing Buhua said, implying that he couldn't just leave with her. Baya pushed Xing Buhua away forcefully. His suppressed temper exploded. You're like this every time. Last time we agreed to leave, you said you wanted to avenge your father. Now that Xing Dongqing is dead, you say you want to avenge your brothers. You do this and that. Why don't you think about me? The last time I was pregnant, you weren't by my side. This time, you're still not by my side. I'm worried and scared every day. I'm really tired. Do you still want to be with me? She wiped away her tears. The back of her hand was smeared with makeup. She knew that she shouldn't lose her temper in public. Many people would look at her and find her strange. The more she couldn't control her emotions, the more dangerous it would be for them. Xing Buhua just looked at her deeply and let her lose her temper. Let's split up for a while. I'll contact you later, Baya said. She turned around, picked up her luggage, and ran out of the door quickly. She didn't want to force Gu Lingqing, but she really couldn't bear to see him die again. She had enough of this kind of life. Xing Buhua quickly caught up with her. He held her arm, sighed softly, and said helplessly, "You're not familiar with this place. I'll be worried." Baya's eyes were red. She shook off his hand. "I've been alone in America for 3 years. I'm also unfamiliar with this place. I'm living a good life. I can live a good life anywhere I go," Baya said angrily. She knew that she was forcing him. When she knew that his plane had exploded, she broke down. Xing Buhua hugged her helplessly. He wrapped her whole body in his arms. "Don't be angry. I promise you. When we return from Beland, I'll leave with you." Baya looked up at him in disbelief. "Are you serious?" Xing Buhua nodded. "Really? I'll travel around the world. I can live on a deserted island if I want." Hearing the word, deserted island, Baya felt sad. That used to be their paradise. But now that the place was exposed, it meant that they couldn't go back to that place if they wanted to leave this mess. She felt sad. Very sad. She cried out loud. Xing Buhua's heart ached when he heard her crying. She was used to being strong. It was as if she was invincible. She fought against Xing Dongcheng, Zhua Chuani, Su Zheng, and all kinds of enemies. At this moment, she was so fragile. She was just a young woman. She wondered if Gu Lingqing, who was lying on the bed, could hear her crying. If he could, would he be sad too? If he was sad, would he wake up? "Xiaoya, I'm sorry. I made you sad," Xing Buhua said hoarsely. Baya gradually calmed down. What kind of person was Gu Lingqing? During a mission, he could sacrifice himself to save others, even if it was a stranger. Because he said that he was a soldier. He would be sad for a long time when a comrade died. He could sacrifice himself to save his comrade. He was a man who valued relationships and righteousness. To him, she was more important than his own life. She knew that he was sad. His brothers died because of him. So he couldn't leave. She understood him. Even if he left now, he would be unhappy for the rest of his life. He would be tormented by his conscience for the rest of his life. Just like that mission 8 years ago. His comrades died one by one in front of him. He never let go of them. Thinking of this, she felt sad again. She cried and looked at his helpless, deep eyes. Maybe love was sacrificing for the other party. Go and fight. Go and take revenge for your soldiers. I'll fight with you. If you die, I'll be with you, Baya said firmly. She knew that she should do this. But it was like a flood had accumulated in her heart. There was too much water to hold, so it could only flow out from her eyes. Xing Buhua hugged Baya with heartache. She was really a very understanding person. Chapter 687. Xiaoya, when this matter in B Nation is over, I'll abandon the identity of Xing Buhua and return as Gu Lingqing, Xing Buhua said. Baya nodded. It doesn't matter if you're Gu Lingqing or Xing Buhua, those people won't tolerate you anymore. Why don't you go back to being Gu Lingqing? We'll be together openly. Yeah, we'll be together openly. We'll never leave each other again. Xing Buhua followed by Ya's drawing and wiped her tears. Oh no, my makeup is ruined. Should we hurry up and leave? Baya immediately put on her sunglasses. He held her hand and walked out of the airport, making a call. Got it. He pulled Baya and got into a black Mercedes. After putting down their luggage, he opened the back door and let Baya get in first. Baya quickly got into the car. There was only a foreigner in the car. After Xing Buhua got into the car, the foreigner conversed with Xing Buhua in B Nation's language. Baya couldn't understand a single word. Gu Lingqing knew many languages. Baya knew about this. She looked out of the window and gradually calmed herself down. Xing Buhua suddenly held her hand. She looked at Xing Buhua. She looked at Xing Buhua. Xiaoya, do you think it's possible that Shinian did this? Xing Buhua asked thoughtfully. It's unlikely. He knows that my mind isn't on the court. I'll leave with you. I won't be a threat to him, Baya said. But he doesn't know that I'm Gu Lingqing. I've just received news that Swachuani has been arrested by the Prime Minister of F Nation this morning, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Baya was shocked. So, you're saying that Swachuani couldn't have done the plane explosion? Even if Swachuani did it, it's impossible that Shinian didn't know about it. He might have allowed it to happen. But I think that Swachuani couldn't take care of himself. It's almost impossible for him to plant a bomb on my plane, Xing Buhua said solemnly. Baya's eyes flickered as he tried to sort out the logic within, trying to sort out the clues. If he asked Shinian directly, the result would be faster. She took out her phone and prepared to turn it on. Xing Buhua reminded, have you installed anti-tracking devices? Yes, I have. Don't worry. My phone's location changes every minute. I should be in the South Pole now, Baya explained. Be careful. Also, Shen Yiyan is an extremely smart person. Don't be tricked by him. We're on the way now. He can hear us through the phone and analyze it. I suggest that we contact him after we reach the base, Xing Buhua said worriedly. Baya thought about it and nodded. Half an hour later, the car stopped in the parking lot of a villa. Baya and the others didn't get out. The ground sank and sent them to the third floor underground. The car continued to drive forward. It stopped after 5 minutes. The car continued to rise and arrived at another parking lot. The foreigner who was driving got out of the car and opened the back door. Baya and Xing Buhua got out of the car and entered a small door. Another small door led to another villa. Xing Buhua said to Baya, go wash your face and remove your makeup. We'll stay here for the time being. Okay. Baya looked around. Please come with me, the foreigner said in a non-standard country language. Baya followed the foreigner to a room at the end of the first floor. It was a suite with a large bathroom. The hot spring tub in the bathroom was 2 meters by 2 meters. She removed the makeup on her face, washed her face, went out, sat on the sofa, and turned on her phone. There were many calls on her phone. Some were cold, some were from Song Shiyu, some were from Zhang Xingyu, some were from Xing Shang, some were from Shinian, and some were from Lu Shuang. She called Song Shiyu first. Xiaoya, how are you? Song Shiyu asked worriedly. Mom. I'm fine. I'm fine. How about Lingqing? Is Lingqing okay? I heard that our plane exploded when it was flying to Country B. The Minister of Foreign Affairs was also on it. The Minister of Foreign Affairs is Lingqing, right? Song Shiyu asked worriedly. She couldn't help but sound anxious and sad. Mom, Lingqing is fine too. Don't worry. The enemy is as cunning as you. We're not that easy to deal with. Soon, Lingqing and I will come back together. This time, Lingqing won't leave us, Baya comforted her. Song Shiyu breathed a sigh of relief. She still believed in Baya's words. That's good. You must be careful when you're outside. Don't worry, I'll take care of you at home. There's one more thing. There are 10 young men in the shadows who won't go home. They're still stationed in our manor. Zhang Xingyu won't go back either. Thank you for your hard work. You have to rest well when you're outside too. Eat well every day, Song Shiyu reminded her. Baya felt a warmth in her heart. Alright, I'll hang up then. I still have calls from some people. I have to return them. Okay. Baya hung up and called Shaniyan. She asked indifferently, what's wrong? Where are you now? Shaniyan asked directly. It's New Year's Eve today. Shaniyan, can you calm down? I want to rest well too, Baya said irritably. Xingbuhua's plane exploded on the way to Country B. Do you know about this? Shaniyan asked. Yes, I got the news immediately. What's wrong? Baya's tone was indifferent. Who do you think did it? Shaniyan asked. Shaniyan, do you think that you're the only one with a normal IQ in the world? Baya asked impatiently. Shaniyan's tone became serious too. What do you mean by that? I think you should know that my goal is not to be in the government. I just want to leave Country A after I'm done with what I want to do. I want to live a free and unrestrained life. Shaniyan kept quiet. Baya continued, actually, I know that you killed Xing Dongcheng. Of course, you didn't have to do it yourself. You only needed to stir up other people's emotions and get someone else to do the dirty work. Zhuo Chuani is under the control of the Prime Minister of Country F. The Prime Minister of Country F has a good relationship with you. If I'm not wrong, you'll soon announce the evidence of Zhuo Chuani's betrayal. Zhuo Chuani will definitely be dead after he leaves Country F. Moreover, he'll die with a bad reputation and nothing. Previously, the three magnates were all taken down by you. You're still afraid of Xingbuhua. Or perhaps, you hate Xingbuhua. First, it's because Xingbuhua came to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs used to be your territory. But Xingbuhua can still get married. You can't control his personality. So, you can't tolerate him. Only you can blow up Xingbuhua. I suspect that you're the one who announced the spy, right? Because only you have the authority to see the list of our spies in other countries. Chapter 688. Xingbuhua leaned against the wall in shock. He looked straight ahead and his chest was heaving violently. He recalled the time he spent with Shaniyan. He always thought that Zhuo Chuani was the one who betrayed the intelligence. He didn't expect that it was Shaniyan. If Shaniyan was the one who set up this trap, then Shaniyan was too scary. His father spent more than 10 years to stabilize the throne, but he only spent 2 years. He didn't even need to do anything himself. No, Shaniyan said in a low voice. Of course you said no. You are so shrewd. How could you admit that Shaniyan and Xingbuhua are Gu Lingqing? Are you satisfied with this answer? Now that Zhuo Chuani is dead, no one will be able to shake your royal authority. Gu Lingqing will not be able to threaten you. After we return, we will prepare to leave. After we come back, we will leave and stop dealing with us. Baya emphasized. You said that Xingbuhua is Gu Lingqing? Shaniyan was also shocked. I am very tired. I helped you because I think that only you will let go of Gu Lingqing and me. Only by helping you, Lu Shuang can be happy. Don't waste your time on us. Baya said and hung up the phone. Xingbuhua walked into the room and looked at Baya with a complicated look. You also think that Shaniyan is the biggest behind the scenes? I tested him, but he denied it. So far, I can't tell the truth from his tone. Lingqing. Baya called his name, stood up and walked to him. Yes, Xingbuhua answered. I have already told Shaniyan that you are Gu Lingqing. I think that when he doesn't know that you are Gu Lingqing, he may take action. But after he knows, he will let go. So? Xingbuhua asked faintly. This time, Zhuo Chuani should be finished. Before we confirm that Shaniyan is the mastermind, let him go. He is the man that Lu Shuang likes. I owe Lu Shuang. Don't do anything to him unless I have to, Baya pleaded. Xing Buhua kept silent. When he found out that Shen Yiyan was manipulating everything behind the scenes, he wanted to deal with him. Just like Gu Lingqing, he was also a god of war. He had never lost or made a mistake, but this time, he suffered a huge setback because of Shen Yiyan. He was indignant, but at the same time, his long-lost blood was ignited. Lingqing. Baya called his name. Call me Buhua, Xing Buhua said. You're not going to spend it? Xing Buhua's eyes softened a little, and he reached out to hold her in his arms. Do you know why I named myself Buhua? It's the same pronunciation as confusion. Baya guessed. It's one of the meanings. It's no longer confused, and it's clear where you're going. It also means speed, agility, and speed. Baya looked at him and had a bad feeling. You're expressing your passion, your ability, and your decisiveness. So, you don't want to let Shen Yiyan go. If he killed my comrade, I can't let him go, Xing Buhua said firmly. Baya took a step back and lowered her eyes. I don't want to discuss this with you now. After all, we still don't know who the murderer is. Maybe it's not him at all, and I'm just worrying for nothing. You rest for a while. I'll set up a trap first. We must succeed and go back, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. Baya looked up at him. Since you're in someone else's trap now, it's too dangerous to meet the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Why don't you invite the Minister of Foreign Affairs over and have a good talk? Tell him your difficulties. Or, if you think it's too risky, you can bring forward the meeting time. Anyway, don't go according to other people's plans. That's my plan too. You rest for a while. After I go, I'll put a listening device on me, and you'll be able to hear our conversation. When the time comes, we can communicate directly. Baya knew that he didn't want her to follow him because he wanted to ensure her safety. She didn't want to be a burden to him, and it would be better for him to act alone. After Xing Buhua left, Baya took a change of clothes into the bathroom again. She took off her clothes, sat in the bathtub, and closed her eyes to rest. Her phone rang. She opened her eyes helplessly and looked at the caller ID. It was a cold call. She forgot that she didn't return the cold call, and picked it up. Madam, the general's plane exploded, Lang Pin said in a low voice. Don't worry, Baya said calmly. Lang Pin smiled. I knew that the general would be fine. I'll go do my work first, and wait for your triumphant return. Baya hung up the phone and looked ahead. She pressed her hand on her chest, which still felt uncomfortable. She lay on the bathtub, rested for a while, and felt sleepy again. She was worried that she would fall asleep and catch a cold, so she washed her hair, changed her clothes, and got out of the bathtub. Xing Buhua came in and looked at her with a complicated expression. He opened the drawer under the TV cabinet and took out a hairdryer. Baya recalled the time when they first met. When she went to his place, he also took out a hairdryer from under the TV cabinet. There was a strange feeling in her heart again. Before Xing Buhua could dry her hair, she hugged Xing Buhua and buried her face in his arms, not saying a word. His eyes softened, and his heart was surrounded by gentleness. It was as if heavy honey had been poured into his heart, and the fighting spirit that had been ignited was extinguished. Forget it, since her wish was to leave with him, he would leave with her. This was the first time he compromised, and it changed the ideals, aspirations, and ambitions that he had had since he was young. The image of them having many children appeared in his mind, and it seemed beautiful. He lowered his head and kissed her forehead. When we finish this mission and go back, Shen Yiyan should have stabilized the throne, and we will leave together. Baya was touched and nodded. She could finally leave. From now on, she could live her ideal life with Gu Lingqing. You must be careful when you go out to negotiate this time. Don't worry, I just got the crucial evidence, and it will definitely succeed, Xing Buhua said with certainty. I'll dry your hair first, and then I'll leave. Baya stood beside him obediently, and looked at his stern face in a daze. He looked back at her and smiled. If you keep looking at me like this, I'll think too much. Baya blushed slightly and lowered her eyes. If Suachuni fails this time, Shen Yan will stabilize his position. What he needs to do is to negotiate with Hua Zixing. After all, he has always wanted to marry Lu Shuang. With his intelligence and strategy, Hua Zixing will not be a match for him, Xing Buhua said in a strange tone. Chapter 689. Xing Buhua blew her hair gently. As for the antidote, I will find a research team to research it in secret, just in case it is needed. After all, it is a consumable drug, and there is no profit to be made. Moreover, it needs to be nurtured for a long time. Apart from the Gu Corporation, I am afraid that there are others who are capable and responsible, but they don't have the ambition. I don't have the ability. You mean, we will take on this responsibility? Baya looked into Xing Buhua's eyes. We are just doing it in secret, and we won't let anyone know. Maybe there won't be a biochemical crisis in the future, right? Xing Buhua said earnestly. Baya wanted to live a free life without pressure and responsibility. But in this world, you can't do whatever you want. She just had to take on the responsibility of the antidote. There was no scheming, no deceit, no life and death. That was fine. So she agreed. I will listen to you on this. She took the hairdryer from Xing Buhua's hand, turned it off and placed it on the table. It's getting late, we need more time to prepare. Nothing is more important than staying alive. You are now responsible for the lives of you, me, and our child. 3 lives. Xing Buhua held her hand, brought it to his lips and kissed it deeply. Wait for me to come back. Okay. Baya said softly. The monitoring equipment is next door. I will be able to hear you as long as you speak into the microphone. Xing Buhua reminded her. Baya nodded. Be careful. Xing Buhua let go of her and turned to leave. Baya went next door. There was a high-tech equipment next door. Apart from her, there was a man and a woman who were busy working. She could see the situation in the car through the video, and she could also see Xing Buhua. He was wearing a strange black and white checkered suit, and he was resting with his eyes closed. Did you install a camera on his back? Baya asked. Yes, madam. The buttons on the back of the suit are decorated to prevent being attacked from behind. The man explained. Baya nodded. It was always better to be careful. She pulled out a chair and sat in front of the screen, staring at Xing Buhua. Xing Buhua seemed to sense Baya's gaze. He opened his eyes and stared at the pinhole camera in front of him, asking, Are you looking at me? Baya smiled and said to the microphone, Go to sleep first. Xing Buhua smiled. It feels weird to be stared at while I sleep. Baya's smile widened a little. How long will it take to get there? About an hour. Baya looked at the time on the screen. It was almost 16 o'clock. He had arrived an hour earlier than the agreed time. He hoped that nothing would go wrong. Go to sleep first, I won't look at you anymore. Okay. Xing Buhua replied and closed his eyes. Baya stood up and said to the girl beside her, Call me when he gets there. Yes, madam, the girl said politely. Baya returned to her room and lay on the bed. She closed her eyes and rested for a while. Her phone suddenly rang and woke her up. She saw that it was an unfamiliar number and didn't want to answer it. She hung up and looked at the time. Xing Buhua should be arriving at the Minister of Country B. She walked to the room next door. Leader, the patrolling soldiers on the right will arrive at where you are in 10 seconds, the girl said. Baya stood behind the chair and stared at the screen solemnly. She saw Xing Buhua nimbly dodging the soldiers. She was so nervous that she held on to the chair. If the other party also installed a surveillance camera, he will be exposed. It's like this, madam. We hacked into the other party's surveillance system. They saw the footage from an hour ago, the man explained. Be careful. Baya shouted in panic. Xing Buhua was sandwiched in the middle. Seeing that he was about to be discovered, Baya's heart almost jumped out of her throat. Xing Buhua heard Baya's voice. The girl didn't have time to report the situation. Xing Buhua put on his hat vigilantly, jumped and stuck to the wall. Baya then noticed that the tiles on the roof were black and white. Xing Buhua seemed to be hiding on the roof. There are suction cups on the palm of the leader's hand and the back of his shoes. As long as you don't look at where the leader is, you won't be able to see it, the man explained. Baya didn't care how Xing Buhua stuck to the roof. She only cared if he noticed. The soldiers passed by below. Fortunately, none of them noticed Xing Buhua. Baya heaved a sigh of relief. Xing Buhua came down from the roof. As he ran, he took off his clothes and put them on. They were huge sunflowers. He quickly went up the stairs. The wallpaper upstairs was a sunflower pattern. You've done your homework, Baya said as she stared at the screen. We've been lurking in B country for 10 years. We know every government organization and the decorations in their homes. We know a lot of things that people don't know about, the man reported proudly. Baya looked at him. Suddenly, she felt a sense of admiration. This was the country's soldiers. They had the best qualities and skills. What they were doing seemed simple. Once they were discovered, they would be dead. The country is proud of you. The man smiled. Swear to protect the country's position. Don't take the initiative to hurt others, but definitely defend the country's power. Do whatever it takes. Sacrifice yourself for the greater good. Good luck. Baya could only say these 2 words. Without waiting for Hua Shunli to pass by, Xing Biao went up to the target floor. He took off his outer clothes and stuck to the roof above the corridor. Wearing only a black suit, he went upstairs again and pushed open the door of the minister's room. When the secretary saw Xing Buhua, her eyes widened. Before she could scream, she felt a pain in her neck and fainted. Xing Buhua pushed open the door. The minister of B country was sending an email. When he saw the visitor, he immediately wanted to press the alarm. I advise you to talk to me calmly. After all, I only need 1 shot to kill you. It will take at least 5 seconds for your people to run in. No one can save you, Xing Buhua said confidently and sat on the sofa. The minister of B country looked at Xing Buhua warily. He didn't dare to act rashly. He asked, Who are you? Why are you looking for me? I'm the minister of a country, Xing Buhua said faintly and curled his lips. The minister of B country frowned in surprise. Weren't you killed on the plane? Ling Qing, ask him how he knew you were killed on the plane, Baya said. Chapter 690. He's hiding something on purpose. Baya reminded him, he's colluding with the person from country A. He arranged a meeting time with you beforehand. That's why he knew that you were killed in the explosion. That's why the person from country A leaked the name list to him on purpose so that he could arrest you. His real motive is actually to kill you. After listening to Baya's analysis, Xing Buhua's eyes turned cold. His gaze became desolate and murderous. Come, tell me, who's the mastermind behind this? The minister stood up. I don't know what you're talking about. Ling Qing, be careful. He's getting ready to escape, Baya reminded him. As soon as he finished speaking, the minister quickly opened the cabinet behind him and was about to crawl into it. Xing Buhua was even faster. He directly jumped over the table, pulled the minister out and threw him onto the sofa. Why are you running? Xing Buhua asked coldly, pointing the gun at the minister. The minister immediately raised his hand. Even if you kill me here, you won't be able to leave. Xing Buhua smiled. I can come in without anyone knowing, so I can leave without a sound. To the outside world, Xing Buhua has already died on the plane. You won't even know how you died. The minister was scared. His eyes were locked. What exactly do you want? I'll tell you a few things that you want to hear. For example, the things between you and the president's wife, those photos, the things between you and the president of a cosmetics company, and the things between you and the president of country C. I believe that not only the president of your country will not let you off after hearing about it, even the citizens of country B will not let you off. Even the citizens of country B will not let you off, Xing Buhua said coldly. Every time Xing Buhua said something, the minister of country B's expression darkened. The line of defense in his heart was easily broken. I didn't want to murder you. None of this was my idea. Then whose idea was it? Xing Buhua raised his voice. The president of your country asked me to arrest the person he provided. When the time was right, he asked me to release him. I only did the arrest. The other things had nothing to do with me. He promised me that as long as I did these things, he would support me to be the next president, the minister of B country said. Xing Buhua said. Xing Buhua glared at the minister, emitting a murderous aura. Then how did you know that I was blown up? He was the one who told me to arrange for you to meet today. He had already done something on the plane. That's how I knew that you were killed by the explosion. The chief's eyes flashed as he spoke. Ling Qing, ask him how Shen Yan contacted him. I suspect he's lying, Baya said to the director. Xing Buhua gritted his teeth. How did Shen Yan contact you? A phone call. You're lying. How could he believe that the person was the president just because of a phone call? Baya questioned. Don't play any tricks. Xing Buhua pointed the gun at the minister's head. You're not a child. I don't believe that a minister is a weakling. How could he believe that the person was the president just because of a phone call? The minister shuddered and looked at Xing Buhua in fear. We had a video call. How old is the person? Baya asked. How old is he? Xing Buhua asked. About 30. Baya chuckled and said to Xing Buhua sarcastically, an expert who could set up a trap would leave something to threaten him through a video call? Shen Yan isn't that stupid. If he lies again, he'll regret it. It seems that you still don't want to tell the truth, right? Fine, then tell the truth to your president. Xing Buhua picked up his phone. Okay. I'll tell you. The minister was helpless. Zhuochuni asked me to do this. Zhuochuni? Xing Buhua was still suspicious. What evidence do you have? The minister took out his phone, opened the video, and passed it to Xing Buhua. I made a deal with Zhuochuni. I'll help him become the president first. After he becomes the president, he'll help me become the president. I was worried that he would go back on his words, so I asked someone to record it. Does Zhuochuni know that you have this video? Xing Buhua asked. Yes, he also has my video as evidence. In the future, we'll support each other. I'll be his backing, and he'll be mine. We'll fight against those who don't follow us. The minister said everything. Xing Buhua opened it and looked at the time on the video. It was the day he told Zhuochuni that he wanted to court Baya. You, call him now and ask him when he'll release them. You're under a lot of pressure. Xing Buhua passed the phone to the minister. The phone rang 5 times before Zhuochuni picked up. What's the matter? Zhuochuni's voice was heard. Xing Buhua has been killed by you, right? The minister asked. My men saw him board the plane. There's no chance of him surviving. What's the matter? Zhuochuni was getting impatient. I'm under a lot of pressure. Are you going to release those two? The minister asked. I've forgotten. You promised me that you'll support me to become the president after you become the president, the minister said. Got it. That's all. Zhuochuni hung up the phone. The minister looked at Xing Buhua. I really didn't lie to you this time. I need the video in your phone, Xing Buhua said coldly. The minister gripped the phone tightly. No, if this video is released, I'll be done for too. I have the evidence and the video in my hands. No matter which one it is, you'll be done for, Xing Buhua said coldly, staring at him sharply. No matter how the minister thought about it, he was done for. I'll only give you the video if you give me a way out, the minister said. Zhou Chuanyi is definitely done for this time. Even if I don't do anything, Country F will expose him. Once he's exposed, do you think he'll betray you? The minister became even more nervous. What should I do? Chapter 691. It's not that I can't, but it's not necessary. Think of a way yourself. Xing Buhua held the director's phone and pressed it on the fingerprint identification. He unlocked the phone and sent the video to his own phone. After confirming that he had received it, he returned the phone to the director and looked down at him. I'll give you 4 hours. 4 hours is enough for you to escape. After 4 hours, I'll release this video. You'll kill me if you do this, the director said anxiously. You're the one who colluded with the wolves and got killed by them. Xing Buhua walked outside. The more the director thought about it, the more he felt that something was wrong. He pressed the alarm. Xing Buhua frowned in annoyance. A dog can't stop itself from eating sh*t, sir, let's go to the top floor. I've installed a zip line there. It leads to 42nd Street. Our people will meet you there, the girl said hurriedly. Xing Buhua calmly went up to the top floor and pressed the button on his phone. With a bang, the bomb that he had installed on his clothes exploded, blocking the way up the stairs. He took off his black suit again, put it on the zip line, and slid down. His movements were agile and smooth. It was very handsome. It wasn't until Xing Buhua got in the car that Baiya's heart calmed down. He looked at the pinhole camera in the car and asked softly, "Are you watching?" "Yes," Baiya replied. "We've already obtained evidence that Zhou Chuanyi has betrayed the country. He's dead for sure this time. Next, we'll be in B country for a few more days. Tomorrow, I'll pressure their president to release our people. Let Shen Yiyan do the pressure. After all, to the outside world, Xing Buhua is already dead. You'll return as Gu Lingqing in the future," Baiya said with a slight smile. Finally, Xing Dongsheng, Zhou Chuanyi, these people reaped what they sowed, they were all dealt with. She and Gu Lingqing could be together happily. Yes, I almost forgot. See you later, Xing Buhua said with a smile. Yes, see you later. Presidential Palace. Shen Yiyan received a call from the Prime Minister of F country. Shen Tong, you're really good at predicting things. You told me to wait. As expected, Zhou Chuanyi is done for without us doing anything, complimented the Prime Minister of F country. Us taking action is just a plan B. Not taking action is the best option, Shen Yiyan said thoughtfully. Then, we don't have to send the recording, the Prime Minister of F country was confused. Xing Buhua should have better evidence in his hands. All we need to do is to wait quietly. This time, we still have to thank you. The 2 people who were arrested, were they really spies? Or an ordinary citizen? The Prime Minister of F country asked curiously. Now that the incident of Zhou Chuanyi has been exposed, I believe that even your minister wouldn't dare to keep them here. At that time, I will put some pressure on them. No matter who they are, I will bring them back to our country. They won't step into F country in the future. Curiosity kills the cat, Shen Yiyan reminded in a friendly manner. Alright, when are you coming to F country for a visit? Remember to bring your assistant. I showed her photo to my brother, he likes it very much, the Prime Minister of F country said happily. Shen Yiyan twitched his lips. Then I'm afraid your brother will be disappointed. She already has a boyfriend. It's fine, they might break up in the future. Shen Yiyan was speechless. I don't think so. That's all for now, I still have some things to deal with. I'll come and visit when I have the chance, Shen Yan said and hung up the phone. He broke up with Lu Shuang. Even if the Prime Minister divorced, he would not break up with her. Congratulations, Hua Zixing said softly and smiled. Hua Zixing said softly and smiled, you used 2 years to finish what you originally planned to do in 4 years. It's mainly because of Baiya's help. She is indeed very capable, Shen Yan did not hide his admiration. If I'm not wrong, she should be with Gu Lingqing now, Shen Yan said. Do you believe that Xing Buhua is Gu Lingqing? Hua Zixing was a little doubtful. I believe that if Baiya believes that he is Gu Lingqing, she will definitely go to be country with him. Shen Yan did not answer Hua Zixing's question directly. But if he is Gu Lingqing, he is still the minister and has more power than before, even surpassing Zhua Chuani, Hua Zixing said worriedly. It's not scary if Xing Buhua is Gu Lingqing, because he will leave with Baiya. Gu Lingqing would have done it long ago if he wanted to be the president. He wouldn't have waited until now. What's scary is that he isn't Gu Lingqing, but the real Xing Buhua. He can even deceive Baiya, which shows how scheming he is. If the elephant is big, it will be dangerous, Shen Yan said calmly. We can't let Xing Buhua live, Hua Zixing judged. Shen Yan smiled. There's no hurry. If he's Gu Lingqing, I'll definitely ensure his and Baiya's safety. This is my promise to Baiya. If he is Xing Buhua, it means that Gu Lingqing is really dead. If he leaves with Baiya, I will guarantee their happiness and peace for the rest of their lives. What if Xing Buhua refuses to leave? Hua Zixing was worried. Shen Yan's smile froze. Then I'm afraid there will be a fierce battle. He's even harder to deal with than Zhua Chuani. The more Hua Zijuan thought about it, the more uneasy she became. If Xing Buhua was really Gu Lingqing, Gu Lingqing would leave with Baiya. When Shen Yan's power was stabilized, she wouldn't be needed anymore. She felt like she was about to be abandoned by Shen Yan. I'll go out and prepare dinner first. After dinner, Xiao Shuang should still be sleeping in bed. Hua Zixing smiled gently. Shen Yan smiled too. When she thought of Lu Shuang, her eyes were filled with gentleness. Hua Zixing turned and left. She didn't go to the kitchen, but to the 3rd floor. Nan Gongyu was arranging flowers. Little you, this is bad. Hua Zixing was about to cry. She looked at Nan Gongyu. What's wrong? Nan Gongyu put down the flowers. This time, Zhua Chuani is finished. Sheng Dongsheng is gone too. Gu Lingqing will leave with Baiya. In the future, the entire country will be in Shen Yan's hands. He'll be able to cover the sky with one hand and won't need our Hua family anymore. I'm worried that I won't even have 2 years before he kicks me out. Hua Zixing said worriedly. That won't happen. Didn't you sign a 4-year agreement with him? What if he asks me to cancel it in advance? He wants me to look for my so-called lover. Or, he wants me to quit through negotiation. If I agree, I will have nothing. If I don't agree, all these years of disguise will be exposed and there will be no hope. Shall you help me? Hua Zixing begged. Hua Zixing begged, holding Nan Gongyu's hand. Chapter 692. There was only coldness in Nan Gongyu's eyes. How do you want me to help you? Hua Zixing's hope was rekindled. Only if Shen Yan's authority is unstable will he not abandon me. I'm not sure if that man is Gu Lingqing or Xing Buhua. If it's Gu Lingqing, there's no hope. If it's Xing Buhua might not be willing to leave with Baiya. Nan Gongyu sneered. It doesn't matter if he's Gu Lingqing or Xing Buhua. Isn't it enough to kill Baiya? Once Baiya is dead, no one will leave. Hua Zixing suddenly understood. Yeah, why didn't I think of that? You're smart. But who should we send to kill Baiya? If Gu Lingqing finds out that we did it, he'll never let us go. And we can't let Shen Yan know. There's no need for us to kill Baya. There's someone who wants her dead more than we do, Nan Gongyu said confidently, the corners of her lips curling up. Hua Zixing smiled. I knew you'd help me. I'll do it now, Nan Gongyu said and walked out. Nan Gongyu said as she walked towards the exit. Her eyes were as cold as ice and no one could tell what she was thinking or what her true intentions were. Asterisk when Xing Shang returned to his room, he was shocked to see a person in black sitting on the sofa. She was wearing a black cloak and her face was covered with a black mask. Even her eyes were covered with an eye patch. Xing Shang was alarmed. He immediately pointed his gun at her. Who are you? Why are you here? I'm here to help you, Nan Gongyu said. Help me? Xing Shang was surprised. You don't want your hard work to go down the drain, do you? What do you mean? Put it simply. Otherwise, get the F***ck out of my place. Xing Shang was getting impatient and loaded his phone. Right now, Xing Buhua and Baya are together. I received news that they have already obtained evidence to prove that Zhua Chuani is the mastermind. This time, after they return to the country, they will leave. They will stay away from politics and you, Nan Gongyu said indifferently. Xing Shang was shocked. Are you saying that Baya is with Buhua now? Baya said that Xing Buhua is Gu Lingqing. Nan Gongyu probed. I'll call him now. Xing Shang quickly took out his phone. Do you think Xing Buhua will admit it to you? I suggest that you personally bring your men to Country B to take a look and verify the truth of my words. Nan Gongyu suggested. The more Xing Shang thought about it, the more he felt that the mysterious person was telling the truth. So, how are you going to help me? Don't you want Xing Buhua to be the president? Then you have to get rid of the obstacle, Baya. If Baya is dead, Xing Buhua will have no reason to leave. But if I kill Baya, Buhua will blame me. Otherwise, I would have killed her long ago. Nan Gongyu laughed sarcastically. Don't you know how to get someone else to do your dirty work? For example, let Xing Buhua think that Baya was killed by Shaniyan. Wouldn't that be killing two birds with one stone? Xing Shang was flabbergasted, and a chill ran down his spine. Who the hell are you? Why are you helping me? Just remember that I'm helping you. Nan Gongyu pushed open the window and jumped out, disappearing from Xing Shang's sight. Country B Xing Buhua rushed back to the base. Baya was already standing at the door. She hugged him happily. Xing Buhua hugged Baya back. The two of them looked at each other and smiled. Are you hungry? Xing Buhua asked. Baya shook her head. I'm in a good mood. I don't even feel hungry. Xing Buhua looked at the man beside him. He nodded and picked up the food in the plastic bag respectfully. Baya looked at him in surprise. You're so fast. These dishes take a long time to prepare. Before we left, I ordered someone to order it from a restaurant. It's made by a chef from Country A, try it and see if it suits your taste. Xing Buhua said with a smile. He held her hand and walked over to a chair. When Baya saw that there was an old fried dough stick, she felt warmth in her heart. It suits my taste. She picked up an old fried dough stick and took a bite. Other than cheese, there were prawns, meat, and lotus roots. It's delicious. It's very delicious. Seeing that she liked it, Xing Buhua smiled happily. Seems like I didn't buy the wrong food. Baya's heart was filled with sweetness. He took good care of her. Perhaps it was because there was no pressure in her heart. She was especially happy. When are you going to announce the video? I'll contact Shaniyan after dinner, Xing Buhua said. I'm worried that something bad might happen, Baya said. That's good. We can prevent them from coming up with countermeasures. Xing Buhua called Shaniyan. Hello, I'm Xing Buhua. I already have the video of Zhua Chuani betraying the country. I'll send it to your email later, Xing Buhua said concisely. You did well. When Baya said that you were Gu Lingqing, I was shocked. It's good that you're alive, Shen Yiyan said calmly. Xiaoye and I will be playing abroad for a few days. After the new year, I'll officially resign, Xing Buhua said in a low voice. I know that Baya's dream is to live a happy and unrestrained life with you. Don't worry, as long as I'm in power, I'll definitely ensure your safety. If you need any help, just let me know. After all, she's my wife and her good friend. Their relationship is like sisters. It's fine, Shen Yiyan said with a smile. Thank you in advance. I'll send it to you now, Xing Buhua said. He hung up and sent the video of Zhua Chuani to Shen Yiyan. Baya ate her dinner quietly. The dinner that Xing Buhua ordered was delicious and suited her appetite. She ate a lot. Suddenly, she thought of something and looked at Xing Buhua. What are you going to do with the people of the shadow in the future? It depends on their wishes. If they want to go home, I'll try my best to arrange good jobs for them in their hometown. If they don't want to go home and still want to work in the army, I'll let them go. What do you think? Xing Buhua said seriously. Baya nodded and said thoughtfully, I want to give Shu Lan special care. After all, her face was hurt because of me. Xing Buhua held Baya's hand and said softly, anything is fine. You've always been meticulous and thoughtful. Baya took a deep breath. I suddenly have a feeling that the dust has settled, and I feel very relaxed. It's not that easy. You'll have to worry about the education of our children. Speaking of children, Baya thought of Xiao Yan. When the matter with Zhua Chuani is over, can I see Xiao Yan? Xing Buhua paused. Baya keenly caught his hesitation and had a bad feeling in her heart. What's wrong? Hello everyone, I'm Qin Tang Tang. You can follow me on WeChat. Chapter 693. There are several reasons. At present, I'm not sure if we are 100% safe. Secondly, Xiao Yan has always been unhappy with me. He grew up with his adoptive parents and they treat him very well. Xing Buhua said briefly. But he is my child. Xiao Yan and Xiao Xian are at school age. When your child is born, are you going to travel around the world with Xiao Yan and Xiao Xian? Or are you going to leave Xiao Yan and Xiao Xian with us on the deserted island? Xing Buhua asked. Baya was silent. She thought for a while and put down her chopsticks. She said seriously, I cannot travel around the world for them. During the summer or winter holidays, we can go out together as a family. I know what you mean. Let's wait. Or, doesn't Xiao Yan like his adoptive parents? We can hire them and live with them. Anyway, we need to hire them, right? Baya suggested. Xing Buhua nodded and held Baya's hand tightly. Okay, I'll listen to you in the future. But for everyone's safety, let's wait a little longer. Okay. Baya did not insist. If he said to wait, then he would wait. There must be a reason for him to wait. Eat more. You've lost weight recently. You haven't rested since yesterday. Go to bed early after eating. Xing Buhua smiled. He did not say anything and lowered his head to eat. After dinner the matter in B country had not been completely resolved. Xing Buhua and Baya could not go out for a walk. She went back to her room first and he followed her in. She felt uneasy. She had taken a shower before, so it was fine if she did not take a shower. She climbed onto the bed first and turned her back to him. Xing Buhua looked at her deeply and went into the bathroom with a change of clothes. Her heart was in a mess. They were husband and wife. They had not had sex for a long time. This time, she didn't know why, but ever since he changed his identity, she always had to use thousands of reasons to convince herself not to feel nervous and repulsed. Was it because she still suspected him? She had seen the art of disguise before. At first glance, it looked very similar. The angle of the photo was fine, but it could not withstand the scrutiny of the naked eye. She had undergone plastic surgery before, so she knew where to spot the marks. However, there was no mark on Xing Buhua's face. Even his voice was the same as Gu Lingqing's. If he was not Gu Lingqing, then where was Gu Lingqing? While he was lost in his thoughts, Xing Buhua came out of the bathroom. Baiya looked at him. He was wearing a black bathrobe, which looked perfect from every angle. It was so perfect that there was no need to change anything. Xing Buhua sat at the head of the bed and smiled slightly. It was a little devilish, arrogant, and unruly. He moved towards Baiya's lips and kissed her. Baiya dodged subconsciously. When she dodged, she knew that she shouldn't have done it. Looking at Xing Buhua's cold eyes, she took the initiative to kiss Xing Buhua's face. "Why are you dodging?" Xing Buhua asked directly. "I'm afraid that I can't control myself. I've been feeling a little uncomfortable recently," Baiya explained. Xing Buhua lifted her chin. "Am I the kind of person who only cares about my own enjoyment and doesn't care about you? I'm afraid that I'm the one who can't control myself." Xing Buhua, he was quite satisfied with her answer and kissed her on the lips. Baiya closed her eyes. Gu Lingqing flashed across Xing Buhua's mind, but he didn't go deeper. He looked at Baiya with a complicated and deep gaze. Even if he wanted her, he would have to wait until after Gu Lingqing passed away. Otherwise. In fact, he couldn't get over this hurdle in his heart. So even when she took the initiative, he resisted. "Have a good rest. Go to sleep," Xing Buhua said softly. Baiya smiled and got into the quilt obediently. He lay down beside her and turned off the light. That night, she slept very well. When she woke up, Gu Lingqing was still beside her. She closed her eyes again and her mind was clear. However, she didn't want to get up. She didn't want to destroy the peace and tranquility now. Xing Buhua smiled. He didn't want to get up and closed his eyes. His cell phone rang. It was especially ear-piercing in the abrupt environment. Xing Buhua opened his eyes helplessly and reached for his cell phone. When he saw that it was Xing Shang calling, his face darkened and he hung up. He got up and kissed Baiya on her forehead. "Sleep a little longer. It's still early. I'll call you for breakfast later." Baiya nodded in response. He took his cell phone and went downstairs. When he reached the living room, he made a call. "What's up?" "The video of Zhua Chuani is out. Did you give it to Shanian? Where are you now?" Xing Shang questioned him directly. "I'm in B country now. It's more appropriate to send the video of Zhua Chuani to Shanian. After all, he has been paying attention to this matter. Moreover, he's the president, so it'll be more convenient. Even if I give it to my men, I still have to ask Shanian to send it out. Also, I haven't rescued my men yet. I'll wait for Shanian to put pressure on B country. The president of B country will release my men and I'll arrange for them to go back to China. Also, I want to take a few days off. Do you think it's appropriate to leave your wife at home and have fun abroad?" Xing Shang said angrily. He had decided to leave with Baiya. It was time to make things clear to Xing Shang. "I've always treated Xiao Ting as my younger sister. I don't have any romantic feelings for her. You treated her as your younger sister and you still slept with her." Xing Shang couldn't stay calm. "There's nothing between us. I've never slept with her," Xing Buhua explained. "So, you're not planning to marry Xiao Ting?" Xing Shang was shocked. "I want to rest for a few years. I want to think about what I want. I also hope that you can give me freedom." "I think you're crazy," Xing Shang shouted angrily. "Do you know what will happen in a few years? You won't have any chance. Don't you want to be the president? If Zhua Chuani and Shen Ao hadn't killed your father, you would have been the president by now. This is your destiny. Shen Yan has done a good job. He's very capable. I believe that the country will be good under his management. That's why you gave up on your mission. You're pissing me off. When your father entrusted you to me, he hoped that one day, you would become the president. In the end, you're going to end your political career for Baiya. I love her, Xing Buhua said straightforwardly. She's your brother's wife. Xing Shang was so angry that his voice was trembling. So, I have to take care of her for the rest of my life. Also, I want to take care of her. A man takes care of a woman. You're tuning into the Romantic Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.